Guys, listen up. As you get older, the best way to continue to look young, exuberant, and vibrant is to continue to take care of your skin. That's why I'm excited to have Tiege Hanley as a sponsor of today's video. You heard me talk about them before, and you're going to continue to hear me talk about them because I believe in their products and the positive impact that they have on every man's life. Tiege Hanley makes taking care of your skin so easy. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing that you don't. Every box comes with an instruction card that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. La P family, I must admit, skincare wasn't always something I always focused on, but since I started using this system, I've seen improvements in the way my skin looks and feels. And you don't have to take my word for it. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews on their website from satisfied customers from around the world. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer, and a PM moisturizer. In addition to amazing skin, members of Tiege Hanley get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off retail price, the ability to customize your box, pause or cancel at any time, and free US shipping. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click that first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus the free gift. Seriously, that's an amazing deal. Even though it's too early, as I often say, it's never too late. Click that link and get started today.
All right, everybody, what's going on? It's your boy Trigger Mike on the Lapeef Network. Happy Labor Day to everybody. What's going on out there with you? Let's get this stream started, man. I'm really hyped for this one today, man. Off work, sort of. Emails still coming in, but I'm not answering them shits today. I did a bunch of work last night just to make sure I could cool out, spend some time with y'all today, spend some time streaming, spend some time with the fam. You already know how it go. So we're gonna be out here just doing it like that, man. Happy Labor Day to everybody. If you are off work, congratulations. Rest up. All right. Rest up or don't rest. If you're at work, hey, keep grinding. I see you out there. I see you out there. And let's get it into it today. I got a pretty heavy topic. I mean, we all saw the video. We're gonna get into it, but I want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking and your particular synopsis of what is going on today in society as regards to violence and men and women and all of that. But first, let's get the housekeeping out of the way, shall we? I'm just super hyped to be with everybody today, man. Shout out to the sponsor, Teach Hanley. 30% off along with a free gift. The link is down in the description. I have used mine, if you can tell. Look at this skin. Ooh. Ooh. Popping. Skin is popping. Looking hydrated. Feels great, too. I got to tell you, I really love having clean skin. I love getting up under the beard now because I notice I spent too much time in the past scratching in my beard, putting bacteria on my face, which led to bumps and all of that. As you all know, you're highly educated people who have life experience. So make sure you grab that uncomplicated skincare for men, that Tease pack, 30% off along with a free gift. We appreciate them as a sponsor of today's show, and we will continue to support your product. So go ahead and grab that. It might be on it. Might even be some Labor Day action going on. Tons of sales going on. Who knows? Y'all are spending money today. You might as well get that good skincare for yourself or your man and get that out of the way. How's everybody doing today? If you have not, if you are just coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Also, share this out. A lot of people are off today. We're going to be talking about this particular topic. If you are a woman that wants to come up on the panel and talk about this and share an experience in which some violence, PG-13, happened to you, please do. We are looking for education today. We are looking to have a good conversation, and I'm actually going to have a conversation with y'all. I'm going to try to get really deep with it because I don't like just saying run-of-the-mill stuff. I am not a simp. I am not here to ingratiate myself with women or men, really. I'm here to talk about what's real, what works. All right, so we can get back to the process of living as functional, productive humans and building functional, productive humans, which are our children. That's what I'm about. So if you haven't been to the Trigger Mike show before and you don't know what I'm about family. I'm about function. I'm about processes working. No matter how it may rub you the wrong way, that is what I'm about. That's what I love to talk about. Okay. So if you hear me standing on something, it's not really about me trying to change your mind. I am here to let you know my thoughts because most of the thing, pretty much everything that I promote has a statistic behind it that it actually works. Otherwise, I'd be doing what works. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If you have not hit the like button, make sure you do that right now. Hit that like button right now. Hit that share button, and I'm going to do that right along with you. So if you go up, right up underneath the video somewhere, whether you have an Apple iPhone or you're on the computer or Android, Samsung Galaxy, go ahead and hit that share button and share this out to one media outlet, social media outlet. I'm going to share it to my Facebook right now because I know there are people who love to catch my show but can't really do so during the workday. And now that they're off today, they may be able to do so. So help your boy Trigger Mike out by sharing this out to one social media outlet of your choice, letting people know this is what you're watching today. And obviously, you can see by the topic, this is going to be a hot one. This is going to be a spicy one. Some people are going to want to get in on this, and we need to know. Okay, we need to know what people are thinking, what people want to talk about as well on this particular topic. I know a lot of y'all are sensitive about stuff like this, but either way, we are here to have the adult conversation. All right, we are here to have the adult conversation and really get down to the bottom of it. See if we can get some solutions out of all this debauchery going on. There got to be something good coming from it. All right, got to be something good we can extract from these hellified situations, man. But how y'all doing today? Who I got in my chat? Y'all were going in. Y'all were going in the chat before I even got here. All right. I can tell. All right. Make sure you join the network if you are already a subscriber. Great perks with that. So please make sure you do so. Jim's Eye View says, what's going on? I see you in the chat. April Love says, Princella, the Queen Maker, we need you. These men are crazy. No, the fuck we don't. I find it very hard to listen to that person. I don't know if she wants to be called a lady or not. She literally, I can see her looking off into space, making up the shit she says out of thin air. And y'all women are eating that shit up. I bet you don't even sit at your computer to fact check anything she says. I highly suggest you do so. Because if she was right, I would adopt that ideology. That lady is wrong as fuck. Let her know I said it, and she can debate me anytime. If she wants to have a factual argument, I will mop the floor with her ass. That lady be talking crazy shit, and y'all eating it up. We need you. We don't need her. I damn sure don't need her. Yoshi Oma. April Love, Queen Maker ain't gonna do shit. Remember, she's teaching you narcissist because you don't need a man. Remember? Exactly. Do you know the part where I realized? That lady isn't really it? I want women, and let me be the first to tell you, I want women to understand something. Everybody, myself included, has an agenda. I just let you know less than 5 minutes ago what my agenda is. I am here for the promotion of family. Community, meaning communing in unity, right? I'm here for men taking charge of their home because it's what's best for everyone involved. I let you know what I'm about. That is my agenda. So when you hear me speak, that is the narrative I'm pushing. This woman's agenda is to make all of you lesbians, and you letting that shit go over your head. And if that's what you want, then cool. Don't listen to what I'm saying. If that's, something that you're trying to get into on the side, that's none of my damn business. But for heterosexual women to go to that woman's channel and think she's actually giving you advice that's going to work, remember, I just want a process to work. The shit she's telling you literally is the antithesis of what creates a functional relationship, a productive dynamic in your relationship with a man. She's telling you the opposite. Y'all stop it. Don't get me started today. That lady is literally telling y'all, why not try women instead? Why not munch some carpet instead? These niggas, she's trying to make you a lesbian. Y'all don't even see that shit. Boy, what's going on, Will? GA, what's going on? Oh, man, we definitely got Labor Day today. I'm seeing names I've never seen before in the chat. Obi, what's going on? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. AJJ132, what time is the show starting? Well, it started now. All right, Jody Jebs. Yes, most black men are violent. I want to understand why you feel that way. And if you have a chance, come on up and let us know. We can talk about it. Hitman J. All black men are not responsible for these tethers acting up. You do realize I'm a tether, right? Get your ass out of here, Hitman J. But anyway, I don't really want anybody to kind of take that. I do not want anyone to take that angle with this argument today. Please understand that any tether, quote unquote, violence against women video you can find, somebody's just going to pull up an FBA video doing worse shit. You don't need to take that angle today. We are talking about it all. As men, we're talking about the human condition, the dynamics between men and women, and how they need to change. Because if y'all start that shit, and I will eat fat, bring your ass up here with that shit, and I will fuck you up here. With words, with facts. Bring your ass up here. Anybody, talk that shit to me today. I got time. It's Labor Day. I'm not working. Epsilon 514. A lioness don't fuck with a lion for good reason. Damn, that's crazy. Wait a minute. Thank you for always coming through and staying faithful. Appreciate that. Edward Gilbert, what's going on? My man John the Baptist in the building says, I can tell Trigger that TH pack is working. We look the same age. You know what? You know what, John? All right. I feel you. I feel you. The jokes. We look the same age. All right. T193U. Damn, I'm seeing names I've never seen, but welcome. Jamal Fowler. I have no faith in humanity. I'm losing mine slowly, but I'm trying to do the work. I'm trying to do the work, big brother. I'm trying to do the work and get it all back. I'm trying to do the work. I am slowly losing my faith. In fact, let me make a statement on this. I'm going to tell you why most of you women think most black men are bandits or whatever the hell y'all and Cynthia G and Princella the Pegger is calling niggas these days. I want you to understand why you think most niggas are bandits is because the good men, the honorable men, and I do mean black men, this is how most of them feel. This is my assessment right here. They have lost faith in humanity, so much so that they're just doing their own thing. Let me raise my family in solitude away from all this mess and all these people that cannot be impressed upon or talked to. That is how most black men feel. If you're wondering why you can't find them, it's because, God damn it, this thing right here, they have lost faith in humanity. They have lost faith in their community. Therefore, they have isolated themselves and they are building their own. If you feel what I'm saying, even if you don't agree with it, put a 1 in the chat. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I know some of y'all are extremely big advocates of community and we need to save. No. Remember, some people, and I'm one of these people, we need to divide. If this is the course that you're charting for yourself and your family, if it's debauchery, if it's hood shit, if it's standing on the corner boys, dope girls, hot girl summer, y'all stay y'all ass over there. Me and mine won't be involved in it. I'm going to isolate myself over here because I don't got time. I realized already I can't save you. So I'm going over here with my people. We're going to do our thing. All right? You should have seen it yesterday, okay? We had a meetup. Families, black families in somebody's backyard. They had the not the pack and play. What that shit called? The blow up shit for birthdays. Somebody help me out. I'm drawing a blank. They had the little blow up shit for birthdays. A little pool slide thing. Never seen this one that big in my life. Inflatable pool slide with the hose attached to it. Fun times for the kids. Fun times for the wives congregating. Fun times for the fathers. That's what I'm about. I'm not with all this bullshit, man. I'm isolating myself with those people for life. I want my children to see that example for life. A black man and a black woman in unison. Bounce House, thank you. In unison. Doing what we got to do for our kids. That's what I'm about. The rest of y'all can stay there with all that other bullshit. I don't care. Who else we got coming through? Who else we got? Zero Tolerance. What's up? Daryl Brown, my man, is in the building. What's going on? James Anderson. Haven't seen this name before, but you're here. Welcome. James Anderson says, black men got to police all men, no matter the race or color. If you are in our community undisciplined, you need to touch up. We're actually going to talk about this. And before I bring anybody up and drop the link, I want to shed some light on this because I already know what's going to come up. I already know the dialogue we're going to have about this particular instance. I'm going to have to correct some of you because I already know where this is going. But we got quite a few super chats. Keep them coming. I'm going to read them real quick. My man Dale Matthews says, support the show. Get the likes up. Appreciate that. Always faithful in the building. My man, Mr. Marriage, Politics, and Sports, Mr. Rich, the word tether needs to be canceled. I'm going to be honest. It does, not because I want it to, but because nobody, you can't stop us from winning. Derogatory terms are supposed to invoke a real response. So if you really want to take it there, if it's really a derogatory term, in fact, I ain't even gonna say that shit. Fuck that term. I ain't even gonna talk about this. Mind Bite says, no tethers does not need to be banned. It is imperative that people like that should be identified. I identify as a tether. I am the very definition of the word. Okay? And I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. In fact, I'm gonna take a cue from some of y'all. Who gonna check me? I am a tether. Who gonna check me? Let's continue. Ikene, Iguanagu, $5. Let the show start. Mr. Payne and I are waiting for the link. John the Baptist is impatient. EBD is hollering. King Spark, where you at? JP driving. All I know is that any given time, 5 people on my panel going to be driving. Where the hell are y'all going? We don't know. But yes, you are indeed correct. I'm going to drop that link in a second. My man, Big Ant, appreciate your support for the show. What up, bro? I'm agree. I'm going to find an island so I can be in peace. We're you, as you can really see, it's a group of us. We're going to find each other out here. We are going to find each other out here. What I even noticed this weekend, what I noticed is that we don't even do the same things anymore. If you come to Houston and ask most of the black people what they're doing socially, they're at Urban Social. They're at camp today. They're at camp today. They're at Clay in the pool with the thotties in that cesspool of a pool they got. They out there enjoying themselves. Do you know where people like me are on a Saturday evening, married or unmarried? The black elite, upper echelon. We are at the NBC Suites for happy hour. The one on I-10, the new one. Shit is gorgeous. All right. We're at the St. Regis trying to discuss ideas with the movers and shakers because you know you're going to meet a banker from Goldman Sachs sitting there, right? We're not even in the same place talking this shit, man. We all trying to step our game up, and I'm trying to bring other people with me. So the way I'm going to help the community is I'm not going to isolate anybody to come to me in earnest asking for help. That's the way I can help the community. If you're tired of this bullshit that you see, if you're tired of this whack ass behavior that people have that makes it on Spiritual Word and Shade Room and makes it look like it represents all of the community, then bring your ass on over here, man. We don't have that shit going on here. Okay, we got fathers in the house protecting our families. In fact, let me talk about this situation really quick. Let me talk about this situation really quick. We're gonna watch this video, okay? We're gonna watch this video, okay? This lady, as most of y'all have seen, got hit in the face with a brick, and we're gonna let her explain what happened, and we're gonna decode it. Stay tuned for the video, real quick.
Oh, this man just hit me in my face with a brick, and all these black men just watch, and they don't give a. Yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? What do y'all do? I want y'all to be a man. I want y'all to be a man. Do something. Y'all gonna let a man hit me in my face?
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was tough to watch, man. Her face swole, bro. Her face is swollen. Her face is swollen. That shit was kind of hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. So let me bring up the other video real quick, because for those of y'all that don't know, when you get hit, especially in the face, those of y'all that have been in fights before, that's not as big as that's going to swell up. So there's also a video of her in the hospital explaining a little bit more of what went down in the situation. It's still just as sad. And let me put the disclaimer out here early so none of y'all think this is about to be some kind of comedic session. The Lapeef Network nor Trigger Mike condone any kind of violence against women. All right. So we're going to put that out there plainly. I don't want anybody to come up here gaslighting. We don't condone violence against women. All right. But ultimately, we have some thoughts. So we're going to watch this next video.
I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they're all just watching, and they let that get in the car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
That shit was hard to watch too. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was hard to watch. In fact, I want to talk to the fellas now, man. I want to talk to the fellas because we're gonna chop this up today. That was That's just hard to watch. Her face was swollen, bro. So I mean, naturally, we gotta corroborate these stories and these complaints. But the one thing we're gonna chop it up from the angle of at least we can see something happen. All right. If what she's saying is true to the least effect, she got hit with something. She got hit with something. So let's chop it up. We got the fellas coming up. We got Ikene in the building driving, of course. John the Baptist, what's up with you?
Yeah.
You can out here working. What up, John? So we need women up here too. Don't be shy. Come on up and speak to us on the panel.
I'm trying to wash my car.
Okay. Take your time, bro. Take your time. So let me speak on this briefly. I want to speak on this. All right. So this particular situation, naturally, people are going to say, "Why didn't the other men do anything?" So that's what I want to. That's what I want to know. If this woman says none of the men have done anything and watched it happen, as men, let's decode this situation. Why do you think we are in a state we are today, in which a man can see something happen to a woman and not intervene? Please, anybody, you got the floor.
Because they asked for equality.
Damn.
They asked for equality. They nuts drop lower than ours now. So, but I would like to say, I think it's very unfortunate that happened to her. But I do not think the way that she described the story that it went down like that. I don't see dude being like, "Yo, what's up, mom? Let me get your number." I heard saying, "No, thank you, I'm good." And then the nigga hitting her with a brick. If I was putting the case together, that don't seem like it go together. The math ain't mathing on that jump.
I was gonna say that part, but it sounds like she skipped a portion. It sounds like she skipped a portion. So we are in. Let me just say my piece, bro. Let me just say my piece. We are in a time of total disrespect amongst men and women. I'm gonna just say it. The reason why I say that is because women never tell what they actually did. Because first of all, let me just be very clear, ladies, and let me tell you, if I don't have my kids with me or my wife with me, because I can't put them at risk, right? And I see a dude literally like maybe in passing, I'm walking this way out in the same direction as the girl, and there's a dude in passing crossing, and he's like, "Hey, mom, let me get your number." And she's like, "No, I'm good." And he picks up a brick. I'm turning around, and I'm either putting my hand up like, "Throw the brick, you're going to have a problem with me," because you're just not going to allow something unfair to happen. I don't see too many men allowing an unfair exchange like that to go down. That's just not fair. As us as black men, and I'm going to be real with you, ladies, please come up to refute these points. The reason why most men are disengaging is because somehow, some way, you turned yourself into something other than feminine. I'm not speculating, but who thinks that she had more to say other than, "No, I'm not going to give you
I know for a fact she had more to say, because earlier that night she smacked a man and then she twerked, and there's video evidence of it. So there's no doubt.
Shit.
There's no doubt in my
Send me the
mind.
link,
Yes,
bro.
it is. That's what I was saying.
There's no doubt in my mind that guy did not just simply walk up and try to, riz her up and talk to her, and it just went over smoothly. I believe that she disrespected that man. He felt disrespected, and he took the appropriate action. I don't know if a brick was necessary, but he took action. She smacked the man. The man didn't retaliate. She took about 5 steps, and then she bent over and started twerking. This woman is a menace.
Damn, dog. Camera gonna get you every time, huh? Damn, she tried it.
Indeed.
Allure in the back. Go ahead, cam up real quick so I know you're a real person. I haven't seen you here before. This name. It's nothing but darkness. I don't see nothing. Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, bet. Appreciate that. All right, go ahead. Anybody?
Yeah, I was going to say this, right? This is what I was going to say. What you trying to get my number for? You ugly ass motherfucker. You trying to get my number? Don't make no sense. I'm not gonna give me your number. I'm not gonna give you my number. You see, she said those things. There are things she said to the guy. She disrespected the guy. And you know what? The guy wasn't having it anymore. Violence against anybody is not good, no matter what. That I get. Don't punch a woman. Don't punch a man. Don't throw a brick on a man, and don't throw a brick on a woman. But I got to tell you something. If I was the person that somebody threw a brick on like that, right? I don't think I'm going to be making video in the next 3 days or 4 days. I'll be knocked out in bed in a hospital trying to get my face back. But for her to do that video on the same day and do a video at a hospital with such a big face, man, I tell you, she's crazy.
Damn.
I'll tell you what else. I think if you listen to the story, there's a point where he picks up the brick and then they have another discord back and forth where she's like, she didn't say exactly what she said, but apparently it sounded like he picked up the brick and then she almost dared him to hit her with the brick. Like, what you gonna do with that brick? He was like, I hit you with that brick. You see what I'm saying? And then she didn't back down then. And then he was like, you know what? I'm about to make a believe out this month. Wow, he hit her with the brick. Now that's what I believe wholeheartedly is how that went down.
That camera
now, I could be wrong, but that's how I feel.
Mr. He said, welcome. Finally got your ass up on the show.
My brother, what's good?
What up?
I appreciate you having me, man. And like I said in the chats, you know, I just want us to look at it all in totality. She definitely had a demeanor. And like you said in the beginning, we don't advocate violence against anyone. But you know, my whole thing is the aura, the air in which was created. You know, I see in the chat bandits, just the words, the things associated with us as men. How are we supposed to feel, you know, empowered and enabled to step up for women that, you know, are not attached to us, not associated with us, and we can risk our life not to make it back home to the women that actually appreciate us. So I'm going to always stand on my foundation, the women that deserve my respect, that deserve my admiration, adoration, and protection will get that. But all women ain't the same. And I'm not going to act like this is a utopia and, you know, a fantasy world that all women are the same. They are not. And that's where I wave my hat. You're not going to shame me or make me feel bad for treating a 304 like a 304. You're not going to tell me I have to respect her as a queen. I have to treat her as an upper echelon of women. And she's not. So, you know, all power to you fellas. You know, they talking about getting more guns. So now we're just going to have emotional, temperamental creatures walking around with more guns and, you know, more power to them. But this is what KS was talking about. Winter is coming. It's here. Everybody doesn't deserve protection. And fellas, protect yourselves at all times.
Damn. Bars. All right, Trey, my man. Ladies, we're going to get you next. Don't worry, I haven't forgot about you. Oh, no, Trey already spoke. My bad.
Hey, Trigger, you good on Reddit or no? Can you do Reddit?
I ain't.
Well, I'll just send you the link and then you can look at it and tell.
Yeah. I don't even remember my Reddit name. Allure, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show.
Hi. And hi,
Is your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time, but I've been watching this show for a long time.
Awesome. What are your thoughts on the video we watched?
I just had to say that this conversation is terrifying. Like,
it is.
It's like, I understand, like, why is the question of, what was her demeanor? What was her attitude? This just sounds like victim blaming to me. Like, I just feel like guys just don't understand.
Hey, you give a Lord, let her watch that video first, because she hasn't seen the entire thing. She needs to see the video first.
So no, let me even address that for a second. Allure, let me tell you this. So even without blaming, So I can very easily see why you would say this sounds like victim blaming. And one of the points that I wanted to make in what I thought was going to be a monologue was, I need women to know that we cannot rid the world of evil. We can't. In fact, men have tried and every man has failed. So I need y'all to know that outright. When I get into verbal spats and discussions on, let's say, chic critique, most of the time what some of my sisters on there will tell me is, we need to do blank and we need to tell men blank. That is the way women think. I told you from the jump, I cannot fix all men. It's impossible. What am I supposed to do? Call a community meeting? Who's coming to that shit? I don't raise all men. I can only raise my son. I can only reprimand my brother, right? I can only tell the people with my name slap on them that I have direct influence on what to do and how I expect them to behave. Every man out here is not raised the same. And that is a fact. So what do I teach my daughter? How to be vigilant out here. Keep your head down. Do not talk to men like you're crazy, because that shit can happen to you. Some of these niggas are unhinged, right? This is what men have told women. This is why you see, I was in the mall yesterday or Saturday with my son, okay? This is why you see Asian women, Indian women, and sometimes African women always, when they go through large groups, with their husband or another man in their life. They do not want to be in large groups where men are congregating without male protection. What do you got to say to that?
Well, yeah, it's true, but it's just that I don't like this notion that, I just don't think it's fair that why is it that more responsibility is always placed on women to be vigilant? I think there should be more education on these types of men about how to deal with your anger properly and to not be in situations where, let's just say, for example, you get into an argument with a woman and she does say stupid stuff. You should have to learn how to control your anger. That way, if you get pissed off, you don't throw a brick at a girl's face and then you end up in jail and then you end up in the system and then what?
Does the woman have to
That's
control her
understandable.
anger?
Thank you. Perfect.
No. Listen, I can be accountable and a woman accountable who start arguments too. But who started the physical
Okay,
fight?
so Laura, if she would have
Can someone-
controlled her anger, would she had even been assaulted?
Okay, but thing is, did she hit him? That's the thing. Like, can someone actually?
Well, you don't need to be assaulted to assault someone. You do know that, right? That's not how it works.
Yeah,
I don't know how it works over where you're at, but over here, you don't actually have to touch someone to be assaulted.
Yes, I
They
know,
can
but
spit on you.
But Trey, you're speculating. You're adding
They can
to.
threaten you. Actually, they can threaten bodily harm, I think.
But there's a difference between.
Well, this isn't a speculation. I'm going based off of her attitude earlier in the night when she assaulted someone.
I got a question for the ladies.
Yeah,
I got a question for
focus
the ladies.
on the cause, just the effect. They only focus on the effect, never the cause.
This is my question for the ladies. When is the lady supposed to be home? Any of you ladies can answer it. When is the lady that is outside supposed to be home to her house or to her parents' house? What time is the lady supposed to be home? No, this is for the girl. No.
Come on.
This is for the ladies. When is the lady supposed to be home? Ladies?
I mean, you can be out as long as you want to. Like, I don't understand.
Oh no, you can't. You see?
The later it gets at night, the more prone.
Guys, I'm coming.
Can I answer the question, Ekene?
Yes, go ahead.
So the later it gets at night, the more prone you are to unsafe conditions. So I don't suggest being out too much past times in your area of things being open. So if generally places close by 2 a.m., I feel like you need to be leaving that place at about 1 a.m.
This is a straightforward question. So you said 1 a.m., right? Danica, you said 1 a.m., right? The other lady, what time do you say?
Because generally my area things shut down around 2 a.m. on the weekend, so that's why I
got you. But the other lady, what time is the lady supposed to be home?
Well, again, I can be as long as I want to because I'm vigilant and I'm street smart. So
Okay, good. I gotta also ask you a question. If you are a woman and you're outside past sunset, what do you think that men out there take you for?
So
I
basically,
don't want you to think like I don't want you to think like a
It
lady.
depends on where I am and how I'm
I don't want
dressed and who I'm
no
with.
problem. But what do you think that a man
How
sees
you're dressed
any
has nothing
woman,
to do with it.
no matter how you dress, who you with, what do you think that men take you to be after dark? What do you think that men sees in you? That men see in you after dark? What do you think?
So basically, I have to go home because men can't control themselves.
Okay,
Yes,
let me tell you
Yes.
something.
yes,
What?
Let me,
Yes.
Yes.
that's
Hold on.
exactly
Hold
what
on.
we're trying to
Hello.
tell you.
Absolutely.
Hello.
One
Yes.
yeah, let me
hundred
tell you
percent.
something. Let me tell you
100%.
something. I'm gonna
You are
So
saying
make
that
hold on, hold on. Ikene, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
Yes,
Ikene, hold on. Ikene, we have to make a point here. Teachable moment. What do you not understand that men also understand that certain men, I go out literally with the hammer on me. If I have to be out at any time past a certain, I go out with it anyway, right? But if it's spontaneous, I got my head on a swivel because I'm not out at 1 a.m. Why the hell would my woman be out at 1 a.m.?
And Mike, let's dive into it a little bit more. Why are you not out? Because we're Americans and everybody knows the habits of Americans. And the numbers, right, after dark for people drinking and driving and violence, all that shit soars out the roof.
and I gotta say
I'm
Listen,
something.
sure
Chris.
somewhere, I'm sure somewhere past Trey.
Let me
Trey, you should be able to tell me this, Trey. Trey, I'm sure that number soars once
Kingsman.
it gets somewhere past 8:30,
All right, go ahead.
9, 10 o'clock
yep,
at night, right, Trey?
Finish up,
yep. The
Ikene. Then I
number,
got a point.
the number,
Finish up, Ikene.
the number of violent crimes goes through the roof.
Listen what he's saying.
The number of violent crimes goes through the roof after 9 p.m. Like it's
Thank
almost
you.
like the doors open up.
Thank
That
you.
it's insane. Like we would get shootings after shootings, and it'd be at like 9:03 King Spark. It'd be like 9:04. It's weird. It's weird how it's like these criminals know. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Let's go stir up some trouble.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I gotta finish what I have in my mouth.
Go
Let
ahead,
me
go
finish.
Ignace.
you're not gonna let anybody get say shit. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me finish this, my brothers.
All right.
My sister, right, went outside and she stayed past dark, and my dad locked the gate on her. She called me that my dad locked the gate all the way. She was in Nigeria. She called me all the way from Nigeria in the US, telling me that my dad locked the gate so that I can talk to my dad to open the gate. I asked her what is it, and she told me. I called my dad and told my dad, keep the gate locked. That's number one. Then number two, if anything, I'm sorry to say this, if anything happens to a woman that is outside the house past sunset, I have no single pity for her ass. Anything that happens to her outside, I have no single pity. I'm not going to pity her ass. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to even save her ass if somebody attack her outside. You know why? Because she's putting me at risk over her stupidity. Because guess what? I'm going to die for you. You're supposed to stay in the house. You're supposed to keep your ass in the house. Respect yourself as a woman. You're going to put other people's life at risk for your own freedom and comfort. You are out of your damn mind.
Trigger, can I ask the ladies a question? Because I watched another video, and this was a lady that was in a Walmart, and she was telling a story that she was being followed in the Walmart. And I went on her Instagram and asked her, where's your man? Where's your husband? Where's any? This was a Saturday, you at the Walmart. Where's your protection? Where's your covering? And of course, all the women going crazy. Oh, she should be able to go out. And I don't think that women understand just how vulnerable and weak you are when you step outside of that protection, that threshold of the doors. I don't think they get it. I think they think that we live in a civilized world and nobody's really going to do anything to me as long as, we have laws, we have police. I was a police officer. I'm here to tell you, law enforcement is reactive, not proactive. So my question is to Deancia and Allure, when you step out of the house, on a scale of 1 to 10, how vulnerable do you actually think you are?
I'm not unrealistic. I know that our risks, I do stuff, and as women, we have to take precautions. But I'm sorry, this conversation is so sexist to me because you're basically saying, I'm gonna say it. No. I'm gonna say it with my big chest because you know why? I just don't like how you guys keep inherently putting the blame on women, and some of you guys do just sound sexist.
Are you gonna answer the
Rather than-
question or no?
I'll answer your question, but rather than how for how men should treat women properly, this is insane. Like, why does
Are you gonna
Oh,
answer the question or no?
sorry, Brie,
I got a question for her too. If she gonna answer that question after, I'll let her answer that question.
Yeah,
But I
I'll
got a
let her
question
finish
for
the
you.
question, but she never
Go
answered
ahead.
the question.
Yeah, for
I asked her
sure,
on a
for
scale
sure.
of 1 to 10, how vulnerable does she think she is?
like late at night, sure, maybe I would say like a 6 or a 7. But again, I go out in groups, so I'm always safe, and I take Uber home. Like, I'm not stupid. I do take precautions because that's just what we live in as women. What I'm saying is that it's not fair to put to put all these expectations on us. Why is it so men to hold other men accountable? And
So
here we go. I got a question, Mike, real quick. Quick. Allure, do you date men?
Cool. Yes.
You do date men. How many dates do you say that you went? How many first dates have you went on, like, in your life? Just round about, like 20, 30, 40?
Oh, I don't count. I know I've had at least 10.
But a few, like numbers, right?
Yeah.
After those first dates, do you inherently, sexistly expect that man to pay for that date, or do you normally take the men out?
No, see, I know what you're doing now. You're trying to
Oh,
conflate.
no, I'm not conflating anything. I'm showing you where sexism benefits you, where you embrace sexist behavior when men do what men are supposed to do and they take care of you. There's nothing wrong with being sexist then. All I'm saying to you is that you have to make up, your mind which world you want to live in. Are we gonna live in a sexist world where men stand up and be men and do all the shit that men do? Or are we gonna be in this liberated, sexual, equal, no gender world where it's a free for all and it's gonna be total fucking chaos? Which one do you want to live in?
Sexism benefits women. Allure asking for men to check other men in itself is sexist. Because
why can't the women check them, right?
Exactly.
Actually, it's more than just sexist. It's disingenuous because men do check men. Matter of fact, Trey was a police officer. I'm pretty sure he checked many of men. And then there are men who are not police officers who still check men. What's new? What's only new in today's time is it's not even really new. What's actually different in today's time is men are no longer really checking men for women who are not submissive to other men. Because if you're not submissive to a man, you're putting another man's life in danger because you want to be rebellious. So don't ask me to check another. Hold on. Don't ask me to check another man if you're not going to submit to me. It's not.
All right.
And that's a part of the problem. The thing about it is y'all only feel like whoever your dick is connected to is who is
no. Correct. I didn't say nothing about. I didn't say. Hold on. I didn't say nothing. Hold on. Stop. Hold on. Stop. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say. Hold on. I didn't say nothing. Hold on. I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing about dick. I didn't say nothing about sex at all. I said submission. So submission has nothing to do with sex because men have to take care of mothers, daughters, aunts, and uncles. So it's not about sex. It's not about having sex with somebody. It's about
who your dicks are connected to, and your dicks are connected to your mothers because you came out of her.
My sexual function.
My sexual function. That's the stupidity. A woman always want to go dirty and nasty and selfish and stupid if she can win an argument. Why would you talk about sex as somebody's mother? That's very disrespectful.
Hold on real quick. I think this is important. Hold on real quick.
Don't do that again.
Zero Tolerance says, ladies, stop talking to these bandits and bear arms. Case closed. Zero Tolerance, that's not going to help them. That's not going to help them. Women are defenseless, basically, against men. Every arm that you bear will be taken from you by a stronger man if he deems necessary. I carry a gun on me. I would carry it on me if I was asleep, if I carry guns with safeties, okay? But I don't. I don't want to shoot myself in the head or shoot my prick off, okay? But I carry a gun on me all day, every day. And do you know what keeps me safe? Is my vigilance, is my awareness. my foresight, which we are telling you to practice. I will 100% be okay with me never having to pull my gun on anybody and shooting in this lifetime. That is the outcome I actually want. Okay? So we're telling you to practice the same vigilance and foresight to make sure you don't put yourself in situations where you have to use your weapon. Because you do realize your ass can end up in jail behind that shit too.
Mike,
if you are
Trigger Mike, you going
hold on. Check this out, Igor.
Trigger Mike,
this is a quick point. This is a quick point. We practice that shit all the time. I'm in DC. Yeah. I like go-go music. I would love to go to the go-go and hang out and dance with a bunch of drunk niggas. Am I going? Hell no. All the only go-go I'm doing is in my house. I'm gonna turn the speaker up. Now, why do you think that is? They get dumb at those go-go's. Why do you think that is? Let me tell you something. I'm 6'3". I'm 6'3", 265 pounds, and I'm still not going out there.
Yeah, no. I
gotta tell you guys this, right?
One mic.
I used to work the overtime at those go-go's, and I'm telling you, I used to hate getting those overtimes because we knew we were gonna arrest somebody for a gun or for something because they just get dumb at those. And I agree with you, Trigger. Like I said, as a man who carries a gun every day and has been carrying a gun every day for over the last decade, I can tell you that a lot of the times it is about prevention. Just don't even put yourself in a situation that you won't even have to pull your weapon. You won't, because I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of women underestimate about having a weapon. Having a weapon makes you actually paranoid. It makes you paranoid. And a lot of women don't understand that concept. You wonder if people are looking at you. You wonder if they know that you got the weapon on you. Is it concealed properly? It makes you paranoid. A lot of women, they just get a gun. Okay. And then you start realizing that you thinking you might have to shoot everybody in every scenario that you get in.
And you cannot. But okay, let me put it this way, guys. Do you know? Okay, I have a transportation business, right? I have people that will call my company and they will hire us overnight. They will hire us for like maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Could you believe that many joints that I've gone to, right, to pick up my clients, clubs, and all these things? You guys won't believe this. Over 70% of attendees are women. Most men today stay home. They don't even come out when it's dark. Men know that the roads are dangerous. They know that clubs are dangerous. They know that somebody can start shooting anytime. And it's so surprising. You stay out there, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you see women outside, and most men are inside. Most women are outside.
That's not even true.
That is actually
this is so surprising. Do you know that let me finish talking, madam.
Hold on.
Do you know, okay, 2 days ago, right, I picked up some people, right? Trigger Mike. A few days ago, I picked up some people. My SUV carries 6 passengers. Trigger Mike, guess how many men were inside my car? Just guess. One man, 5 women. And she said that I'm lying. Come on, man.
No, hold on. Let me make this statement. I want to prove what he's saying. Do you not realize that most of the men that women complain about and tell us we need to protect you from physically and emotionally, they're out at those times all the time. They live out at that time. That's why you met them at that time. You met them in the club. Now you want to complain on Instagram and YouTube that he not taking care of his kid. Most of the niggas that do dirty shit are out during that time, and it's only women. So here's the interesting part about it, and I need y'all to understand this. Why every time we want to have a discussion about women's protection, you never also want to have the discussion about limiting a woman's freedom. Those two things go hand in hand. In order for us to protect you, this is why I don't want to talk about anything dealing with protection if you're not going to listen to me, because I'm taking away your access. There's limitations to the shit. You're going to get limited in the scope of things you can do if you actually want your husband and or man to protect you. Nah. Wait for me. I need an hour. I'm in this meeting. We'll go together.
You still gonna be scared of these same niggas. What good is that? You still scared.
What are you talking about? I'm not scared. Wait, hold on. What do you mean by scared? Explain. Hold on. Explain scared to me. Explain what you mean by scared.
The
Who
reason
are
why
men
y'all
scared
travel
of?
with a gun every day is because you are scared of the same niggas.
No, you're
It's
crazy.
exactly.
Deoncia, I carry
He's
a gun
right.
because the criminals are
She's out
carrying
of
a
her
gun.
she's
What are you
out of
talking
her damn
about?
mind.
Who are
It's
women
to
scared
protect
of?
yourself against these same
Hold on,
crazy
Didi.
niggas
Hold on, Didi.
that we encounter.
This is
So,
what I
hold
mean when I say that women have
on, hold on.
they have no
Hey,
clue.
hold
I
on,
carry a
Trey,
gun
hold
because
on.
they have it.
Trey, hold on. If I'm carrying a gun and I'm scared of them, can you please explain to me why they're also carrying guns? The gang members and the criminals? Why are they
Because
carrying
they're
guns?
using it. Because they're using it to intimidate others. They're using it to
And
put the
okay,
crime
great.
to it.
Okay, Didi. And as a
There's a
law-abiding
difference between
citizen,
using it to
hold on.
put the crime
As
to
a
it and
law,
using it for protection.
As a law-abiding citizen, a former military member, do I not have the right to meet force with force? You pull your fucking gun,
You
I
have the
pull
right
mine.
to be scared, Mike. You do.
I'm
Deoncia,
sorry.
no. This isn't about being scared.
Hold on, what
It's
is
not
she
about being
talking
scared.
about?
And there's nothing
Deoncia,
wrong
What is
with
it?
you
He's
matching
scared because he got a gun?
Hold on, Trey.
And there's nothing
Keep the
wrong with
logic.
being
match
scared.
force
Hold
with
on.
force.
Yourself.
Deoncia,
Trey,
if somebody
hold on.
punched you in the
Hold on.
face,
Scared
would
too.
you
Trey.
poke them or would you
Trey.
punch them?
Hold on.
Hold on.
What
Keep
she
the logic
saying?
You
here.
having your gun? Oh no, you should
What
have your
she
gun.
saying?
What this guy,
Hold
what you
on, y'all.
guys are saying. Of course we are all scared. Of course we are all scared. What are
Hold
you
on,
talking
y'all.
about? We are all
Terrified.
scared. We have to
Hold
be
on.
Terrified.
Keep
terrified.
the
We have to be
logic here,
scared.
y'all.
Terrified.
Peep the logic here. So by your logic, if I go out and get stuck up by a stick-up kid and I got my hands up, that means you're going to say, looking at that video, oh, he ain't pull out on him. He ain't no bitch-ass nigga. But if I pull my gun and I'm sitting there with my gun in his face, his gun in my face, you're saying I'm scared. That's what you're saying?
Are you intentionally being obtuse, or you just weren't listening to what I said?
By
Say
your
what you
logic,
said
this is what
again.
you're talking
So
about.
are you
Say what
obtuse,
you said
or you
again.
just not hearing what I
Hold on.
said?
Say what she said again. Say what
y'all.
she said again so we know where to
Because the
break it
thing
up
about
at.
it is
Me
this: the
having
topic.
hold on, Didi. Me having the ability, the foresight, and the preparedness to meet force with force whenever the fuck is coming for me. If that makes me scared, then explain to me a situation in which I will look brave.
Why are you even going
Mike,
down this
it's a
nonsensical
false
road with her,
equivalent,
man?
yo.
Ridiculous.
Like you're
What
intentionally
does
being obtuse
bravery?
here.
What does bravery look like? Go ahead.
You're intentionally being obtuse here.
So
At the
explain
end
to
of
me
the
what
Let her
bravery looks like.
I'll
you're
break it
intentionally
down,
being
Mike.
obtuse because
Give
I
it a
clearly
second. Give
said
her a
that there was
second.
no problem. I didn't need you to talk because I was talking. I clearly said that there was nothing wrong with defending yourself, but it is defending yourself against the same threats in the community that we are speaking against because you
She's
niggas
right.
are violent in the community.
She's right.
The same force that you will be met with is the same force that we are speaking of. And the thing about it
Didi.
is, every time we
So
speak of it,
hold
you
on.
guys take the shot as
No,
if we're
Kingspark.
talking about you
Kingspark, I gotta
personally.
address
Wait,
And we're
something.
not
hold on.
talking about you. We're talking about them.
I'm trying to hear.
So
I'm trying to
No,
hear what
no,
her
Kingspark.
I'm
No,
trying to hear what her
Kingspark.
point is.
Kingspark. Okay,
let me
I'm coming. I'm from trigger my community.
These guys
Didi, no. I'll pay in 1 minute. Didi, I've told you before. You cannot tell a man to stop talking while I'm talking. I've told you that. You can't be shutting men down. If a man is over talking you, just let him and then come back. Because we have to show the women, the young women watching here, that it's not okay for a woman to shut a man down, even if a
And
man is
Kate,
over
you guys
talking you.
She's
guys
so
never show
sexist.
respect
Yo,
to
man, you
each
guys are
other, and
getting
this is
way
the
off
problem.
topic, man.
The
Yeah,
problem
we
that
moving
happens
this thing.
here
Anyway,
is
Didi,
the lack of
Didi, make your
respect and
point,
lack of
please.
I haven't
Can you
had a
make
compassion
your
chance
for
to
point?
black women.
I haven't had a
Can
all
you
right,
chance
make
to
your point?
one mic.
If I'm
Didi,
being
can you make
asked
your
a
point,
question,
please?
you don't have the right to
She
interrupt
made
me
a
when I'm
point
being asked
already,
a
man.
question.
Exactly. Do you think this is the 1950s? Like, what are you on
She
about?
already, how many points she got to make on the same stupid topic?
Deoncia, can
Let
I
me
ask you
say
a
something.
question?
Let me get something to say.
Deoncia, can I ask you a
I
question?
Pain.
haven't been able to
I'm
say
trying
anything.
to have a
Can I ask you a question,
conversation.
Deoncia?
That's why I'm asking her to make a point.
She's
Can I
been
ask you a
saying the
question?
same bullshit for the last 15
Deoncia,
minutes.
okay, quit complaining
All right,
about it.
one moment.
Deoncia, can I ask you a
I get
question?
it.
Deoncia, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever had someone pull a gun on you?
No.
Okay, I have.
Actually, yes,
hang
I
on.
did. I did actually.
Okay, did they rob you?
No, he did not rob me.
Okay, so it was sort of like an abusive situation?
Yes.
Okay, do you think that person would have done the same thing if they knew that you had a weapon?
No.
No, exactly. So here's the issue. The issue with your
However,
logic.
I should
Hang
have
on.
had a weapon because I had my man with me, and my man ain't do shit.
Well, then you got to pick better men, baby. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you.
But I'm going to
Check
tell
the
you
common
just say something.
denominator.
The last time a man pulled a weapon on me, he's no longer here on this earth, and I'm glad that I had my weapon. Because if I didn't, I would no longer be here on this earth. You have to understand that as men, we have to match force with force. If you punch me, I'm going to punch you back.
Yep.
We don't get the opportunity to play these games out in the street and say, oh, I'm going to be brave and I'm going to be this and no, because I might not be here. And then my kids are collecting a very healthy life insurance. You feel me? Do you understand that? Do you understand it as a man? I understand where you're coming from, but as a man, I don't get to play those games. I have too much responsibility. I have family members, kids. I have a home. People are depending on me. I don't get that opportunity to play that game.
How often is this required of you?
It's not about volume, Deoncia. And our lifetime as a man, we have to be on go. Our job is 24/7. I could be in the middle of my sleeping and somebody could break into my home. I got to be ready. There's a reason why we refer to it as being vigilant, ever vigilant. I've got to be on go, ready at any point in time.
We call it TTG.
Hang on. Your job as a man, as far as protection is concerned, is 24/7. You are on call at all times. You have to get that through your head, Deoncia. We don't get the luxury and the privilege of taking a break. Because I gotta protect you. If you go outside, I gotta be vigilant. Have you ever been with a man and he made you sit with your back to the door and he didn't sit with his back to the door? He's got to be able to see everything that's coming through that door. He knows the exits. Ask him next time you go out with a man. Ask him if something happened, how do we get out of here? I guarantee you, if he's a man that's on his purpose, he'll tell you, oh, there's an exit right there. There's an exit right there. I'm gonna grab you. We're going out this way. We don't get to take a break. Didi, I'm serious. I'm being real with you right now.
No,
and it's not negotiable, and it ain't up for debate.
Trey, don't nobody get to take a break, baby.
Yes, y'all do. Hold on. Yes, y'all do.
Y'all don't get it, man. Hey, listen. Y'all don't get it, man. In this new world, see, this is the problem. If we cannot, okay, I don't know what type of organizations y'all have been a part of. I don't know what type of teams y'all have been a part of. Anything that's successful as a group, everybody has to play a goddamn role. Everybody has to play a specific role. And with these women today, they don't want nobody to play a specific role. It's a fucking free for all. They feel like everything they can do, you could do, I could do, we could do better. And that
because they don't want to live under nobody's control and rules. That's it. They don't want to be told what to do.
How about we do the smart thing? You're not reliable, and you guys are scared, and you're not reliable. And
all right, let's get to
yourself and to be just as
let's get to the super chats. Then I'm gonna pass it to Payne. He hadn't spoken.
So you're advocating for women not to be vigilant. That's stupid.
That's literally the antithesis of what we've been saying this whole freaking broadcast.
Yeah, I'm advocating for women to get behind me and let me be vigilant for you. That's what I'm advocating for. Get behind my big black ass and chill.
Sit down. My man John the Baptist said you skipped my super chat. You lying? No, I didn't. My man Dale Matthews says support the Trigger Mike Show, greatest network on the planet. Hit the like button if you have not. Please do so. Edward Gilbert, $5. Someone asked Zero Tolerance, how many women get their guns taken at gas stations on camera recently? Man, nigga gonna take that shit from you. Stop thinking you can force your way through to anything dealing with dominance in women. Just stop it. You literally will have to
get behind you. But if I'm not fucking you, then you're not going to protect me.
You know what? You are being intentionally obtuse now.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm not your auntie. Wait a minute. I'm not the bitch you're fucking.
No. This is what I'm saying. If you are in order and in the right, you have my protection. If you walking down the street at 12 p.m. and a dude grab you, I'm on his ass.
Or how about
you don't got to worry about nothing. But listen, hold on. But if you're on that same road at 12 a.m. and just happen to be you wearing whatever you wearing or involved in whatever you involved in, you at the club and you taking shots and you talking shit, I'm not jumping out for you behind that shit because you out of order. So it depends on where you want, what's going on. I don't gotta be fucking you to protect you. I was security in the damn club for the last 15 years. I've been
If you're
putting
outside after
motherfuckers on
sunset,
motherfuckers
I'm not
for
protecting your
15
ass.
years. It has
Do you know
nothing to do with fucking you.
No, do you know what I find
You didn't
interesting? Is that,
volunteer there.
do you know what? Do you know what?
All right,
No.
let's get
Because
Payne on this, ladies. We're gonna chop it up some more, but let's get the people who haven't spoken in on it. Payne, what's going on?
Hey man,
In
what's
fact,
up, Trigger Mike?
before you get your thoughts, I did finally upload that video, the second part. Let me play that real quick. The part that Trey and Mr. He said sent me. Let's see. Oh damn! I think she slapped dude.
Wow.
Y'all think
Ain't
she
no
was
fun
like
when
drunk?
the rabbit got the gun.
So let me ask you: is that the same? That's not the same guy who hit her, though, right?
No,
I don't
I'm
know
not
if it's the
sure.
same
I'm
guy
not
that
sure.
the brick at
But
her,
it
but
I'm
don't
not
matter
sure.
for
it's the
context.
same woman
Everybody, let me
that
just
got
I'm
hit
not
by the
sure.
brick.
let me just say what I gotta say, and then y'all can go ahead off on being so a little bit. Everybody wants to say something. This is a good hot topic. Listen, under no circumstance can I say that we can see a chick getting raped. Now, even though I'm glad we have some context to this and we know what kind of woman she is, but women can't get past and can't overlook the fact that they spent years telling men they don't need them. They spent years in these YouTube streets everywhere, talk shows, everything, saying that we're irrelevant to their lives because they can do whatever we do. Because actually, the black girl magic's telling them that they're better than we are, and then we expect men to come and risk their lives because we know what's crazy out there. And I like the way King Spark is putting this, and the rest of the gentlemen on the panel. Nobody wants to see a woman get beat up, but you can't ask for that kind of chivalry, that kind of grace, when y'all don't give anything like that in general in return.
It's
Right?
an exchange.
So the point I'm saying is, listen, a lot of this thing that the ladies are saying is not based on the fact that it's women's freedom and they're taking advantage of their over feminist ideas that put them in this position in the first place. That's what's happening. And men are refusing to risk their lives. Most men are, especially in those hours where we know the worst kind of men are out in the street. Right? So, somebody could have stopped this guy. But anyway, the guy hit her with the brick. Maybe the other guys didn't even have a chance to react. I don't know. Before they could have stepped in. But I'm just saying, if she wanted somebody else, I could just see this kind of woman. Now, those guys around her didn't know that she was that kind of woman, I don't think. But still, those kind of things happen. And it's unfortunate, and I hope she recovers. But, men have been built up to this position where we're in, that if you're going to risk your life for a woman, it's got to be a circumstance that you want to make sure you have your life so you can protect the women in your circle, your daughters, your mother, your wife, and that kind of stuff. And everybody else is extra. And it don't mean whether I'm stroking you or not. And you got to have this kind of spirit that I want to protect. That's what I'm thinking about. And it has nothing to do with a guy being a coward or this and that. I mean, just think about how we got to this position. Because men were more chivalrous, and you're always going to find some men protecting women, even nowadays. But it's not as much as before, so I'll add it there. So
and then when you really think about it, it never was all men protecting women. It was your father protecting you, the community that y'all were a part of protecting you because they have familiarity with you. It has never been all men just standing up for all women. That's what y'all like to happen. And the reason why I think it's so talked about and men should do blank for women is because you want to do nothing in return. How are the women who do the least for men in history asking the most from us? That shit don't even make sense. I have an obligatory duty to protect my wife, my daughter, my mother, and my sisters. Fuck the rest of y'all. How to, man? You must be on terminal leave because you got cornrows. What's up, my man?
Terminal leave? Nah, nigga, I'm done with that shit. Wait, I forgot you was in. You was in too, huh, Trick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man, I forgot, man. Yeah, nah, man, ain't on no terminal leave, man. That's been over with, man. That's long and gone. But Yeah, just trying to move up in the world and stuff, man. Hey, look, I'll say, and this gonna hit some of y'all the wrong way. Generally speaking, I wouldn't let nobody go OD with a woman in front of me. Like you couldn't OD on a woman in front of me,
Yeah,
right?
we said
Now,
that. I said that.
if
I said that.
I'm just watching a woman get punched and she got
Yeah.
punched one time, I'm not gonna jump in and do nothing about that because what's in my head is he punched her one time and went the fuck on about his business after, doing that. What's in my head now is what did she do to make him that mad? That's what I'm gonna be thinking. What did she do to make him that mad? Right? So like I wouldn't do nothing for that. And that ain't my woman, that ain't got nothing to do with me, right? But if somebody ODing and like you going crazy on the chick, then yeah, I'm go ahead and stop that. But I don't think unless Buddy pressed the issue with me, it'll turn into any like type of physical altercation between me and him. Like I pull your, hey look, all right, bro, you done did enough, my man. Sit down on the side. Now if he go back at her and I pull him again, then maybe next time we go hands on with it. But I wouldn't just jump out there. And I'd say a good part of that is because that's how women have made it now, right? And it's not even just I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that. It's that you got women that be super fickle nowadays, right? So you'll jump into some shit and suddenly you the motherfucker under the gun. You facing Me Too and everything else, right? Because she decided that she liked Buddy that put his hands on her a lot more than she liked, you stepping in and stopping it. You see what I'm saying? So now you in some shit. So yeah, I'd say the women in society have made it that way, man. Where you can't just go jumping into shit no more.
All right, my man. Mad Black Atheist. Is this your first time on the Trigger Mike show?
Yes, it is. How y'all doing?
All right, welcome, my man. Welcome. What do you got? What are your thoughts on the topic so far?
I live by a philosophy that I like to call "Don't inherit other people's beef." Part of the problem that we have in the Black community and why I separated myself from it 30 years ago is because you could be in a situation, let's just say you and your buddies go somewhere, your homies, and one of them start a fight. You get drawn into it because that's your homie. You could end up getting shot, stabbed, hurt, put in the hospital, whatever, because this idiot didn't know how to act like a grown man. But because he's your friend, you go in with it. Same thing's going on with Black women. Look, people don't like to be honest. I haven't dated Black women in 25 years. I have a white wife. I have mixed boys. And the reason is very simple. Because no group of people right now are more violent than Black women. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Black women go upside a Black dude's head in public with a bunch of people watching. And as soon as that man even looked like he wants to pull his fist back and hit her back, all the simps in the area will dive on the man and start kicking his butt. It's all the time. If you don't want to be bothered with a Black chick, you lame, you ugly, you gay, you this, you that. Like that, everything that come out their mouth is some kind of hateful thing towards Black men. And I learned a long time ago that I didn't want that life. You cannot build with people like that. That's why when Black men get with women of other races, they tend to be more affluent. They tend to be more educated. They tend to earn more. I'm a product of that. When I was dating in the Black community, I was a Crip, in and out of jail, did a stint in prison. When I got out of prison, I said no more. Got out the hood, stopped dating the ratchets is what I call them, and moved on. And ever since then, I got a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house, family, money, success, own a business, and I don't even deal with them. There are people on the other end of town, that neighborhood. I've seen guys and girls out there fighting. You got Black women out there squaring up like Mayweather. They fight better than some of the men out there. But we want to act like they need our protection. I'm sorry. Look, if you want to inherit somebody else's beef and you want to get killed or whatever for a woman that ain't even fucking you, then there's something wrong with you. The only Black women that I even speak to, my mom and my 2 sisters. The rest of them, I don't care what they have to say. When they come up to me and say something, and I do this in public. I did it at Walmart yesterday. This black lady was saying something to me, and I said, it's not a man still talking, because I'm a real man. I don't care what women have to say. I pay all my bills. I take care of my whole family. Even my wife don't have nothing to say to me because I take care of everything. Do your job, and I do mine. I don't even know why black men continue to torture themselves. I don't get it, because I look at these same panels when it's white guys talking. They don't even argue with the white girls to be on there. They damn near ignore them. I look at all kinds of podcasts like this, and the white guys never argue with their women. And it's because black men have gotten too damn emotional. We've been raised up by these emotional ass black women who done taught black men how to be emotional. That's why you see black men screaming and hollering and going off like women, because they've been raised up by these ghetto ass single women, and they done inherited this beef. If you're a black man and you want to live a successful life, get out the hood, stop dating these ratchets. If you want to bang a girl who you, your homie, and your other homie, and the dude across the street, and the guy over there next door, all of them done hit the same girl, everybody on the block knows the hood girl they can go fuck. Why do you want to deal with women that are that nasty? They are like a petri dish. If you will let,
bro, I disagree with everything this man is saying right now.
if you let 5 or 6 or 7 dudes nut up in you and create a baby. Hey, first of all, I didn't interrupt nobody. I stay here completely quiet.
Well, wrap it up, brother, because you dragging it.
Yeah, you long-winded, my man.
Yeah, Black Artists, we have one with 30 seconds, but go ahead, bro.
Listen,
You can't say nothing.
I know you're not talking to All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Everybody who spoke before me spoke longer than me. So just stop.
Look.
What I'm saying is very simple.
Oh, Black Artists, we have a way of talking here, bro. We got you.
If you want to keep fucking girls who done let 5, 6, 7 dudes put babies in them, go right ahead. Enjoy your life of mediocrity. Enjoy your life of living in the projects. Enjoy your life of living around drug dealers and losers. I applaud you for accepting that life.
Black Artists, we got you, because Trigger Mike has a way of ending this show without telling people ahead of time. So please, because you might take up all our time, man. You might take up all our time. Because Trigger Mike have a habit of ending the show unannounced, bro.
All right, hold on, Ikene. Hold on, Ikene. 30-second wrap up. NBA, go ahead. Matt Black, atheist.
Look. I have no problem with people doing what they want. Okay, I'm 100% proponent of people doing what they like. Okay, I'm an atheist because I can't stand the fact that we have a church on every block, but we commit the most crime in this country. But we all love Lordy Jesus. I hear that shit on every block in the hood. Oh, the good Lord. None of us are following any of the crap that we say. If you truly have all these problems with black women, you don't want to protect them, you're tired of arguing with them, tired of fighting them, do what I did. I stopped dating them 25 years ago and never looked back. So if you have all these problems with them, quit being a damn coward and just leave them alone. Because black men are the second most desirable group of men in America behind white men. We can get with any kind of woman we want if we choose. Stop being ghetto and ratchet and banging these hookers and these nasty hoes.
Okay, man, you gotta land it down, brother. Land
it, man, and walk the fuck away from it.
Because I already know y'all gonna flood in. Hold on.
Hey, Trigger, let the women respond. Let the women
Man, no, nigga, I was in line first.
Said he had smoke. Who else got smoke? One of the ladies? DD? All right.
I ain't got nothing to say to Uncle Ruckus, man.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, How to.
All right. Hey, look, man, real short and sweet, bro. Hey, look, man. If all of the black women that you know are ghetto, ratchet, hookers and shit, I'd say that says more about you than it does about them, because we know from numbers that all black women don't fit that mold, right? So painting them into a box, bro, that's some racist, self-hating shit right there, what I'm hearing from you, my man. Right? Past that, right? Let's get past that shit right there, right? There's several upstanding black women and black men. And that same mold that you painting them in, that's the same one that they try to paint black men into, bro. So you throwing fuel out there for all of the goddamn divested bitches. You throwing fuel out there for all of the racist people that got this and that to say about black women, right? Just like they bite when you say that about black women, guess what? They're gonna bite when you say that about black men, right? Or when someone else says that those same stereotypes about black men, right? Look, man, I got a black woman, to my knowledge. Trigger Mike, your wife is black, right?
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have those issues with my woman. I don't think Trigger Mike has those issues with his woman from what I know of him, right? Or Payne, your wife is black, right?
Oh, yeah, she is.
You ain't got those issues, do you?
She's an angel.
Hey, you see what I'm saying? So look, man, just because you didn't find hold on, G.
No. I'm adding to him. How to man? My wife is African American woman, and she's awesome. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. See, hey, look. So just because you didn't have the greatest experience, that don't give you carte blanche to go and paint an entire race of women into this goddamn chicken head box that you want to paint them in just because you couldn't find true love. Just because you was fucking with bald-headed scallywags don't mean that that's all black women are, my man.
I did not say all.
That's exactly what you. That's what you tacitly implied. It's the tacit implication. That's the issue. And it was kind of direct from you, my man. If I'm being honest, right? I'm going out on a limb saying tacit implication here.
I said the ratchet. I did not say all black women. I said the ratchet ghetto.
Ass nigga.
Thank you very much. And you just
I want to make sure I understand this.
There's a difference between black men and niggas.
The behavior that you were describing is ubiquitous amongst women in America, right?
All right, man. You using too many big fucking words here, okay? Take your ubiquitous somewhere else.
There's a difference between black men and
How
niggas.
to man? How to man? Black atheists. You have some point in what you said, okay? But generalization is not. No. Trey. Let me learn, bro. You guys know I'm always straightforward. I don't support bullshit. We have to be honest. We have to be honest in our community in order to achieve the result that we seek. What he said, it has some truth to it, but generalization is very bad. There are some black women that are out of pocket. We know that. We've heard that today. There are some black women that are out of pocket. There are white women that are out of pocket. There are very bad white women out there. Emmett King was destroyed by a white woman lying on his hands. There are many issues of white women doing bad shit. There is a white woman from France that destroyed African American community that served her in the 1866 in New Orleans. Because a white woman set something in the kitchen on fire, that's the only way people discover that she was brutalizing her slaves. White women have histories of destroying this community. In the King Arthur of England passed a law in 1665 that protected the white woman from doing what? Being bad to her black stepson. The King of England passed that law, and the law affected every white community around the world. So white women are not innocent. They are far worse than black women, only that black women are more vocal. White women are more internalizing.
Black women than any other group of people on earth. There are more black men in jail right now because of the actions of black women than any other thing ever.
That's why I said that black women are more vocal. They are more
absolutely not. Absolutely
not. But white women are getting black men more in trouble than black women do.
Black men are in jail from their own decisions, the decisions they made. And if you're not smart enough to not allow a woman to put you in a trick bag, that's on you.
Well, first thing first, sir. I'm smart enough to know that instead of sitting on a panel.
Sir, you shot up your hood and you got a white woman. You have no credibility, bro. You have zero credibility at this point. None. You have zero.
All right, let me get to these super
chats. People in this chat agree with me. They all think
let me get to these super chats real quick.
Black women, leave them the fuck alone if you got a problem with them.
All right,
bro, hold on. Black atheists, hold on, we gotta pay some bills. Black atheists, hold on, we gotta pay some bills. Hey, black atheists, hold on, we gotta pay some bills, bro.
All right, let me get to these super chats real quick.
Oh man, Trigger, put the guy on mute,
All right,
man.
hold
If you
on,
can
NBA.
keep
Hold on,
quiet,
hold
we
on,
gotta,
NBA.
we
If
gotta
somebody
pay.
is a problem, you get away from the problem. You
Trigger,
don't keep
put him on
away
mute,
from the
please.
problem.
My man says, Darius Horton, $10. Appreciate the love. Is it possible that because women have used their mouths against a small number of men and have had things change, that they think words is more powerful than actual strength? I think they do believe that. I think they do believe that. Very well said. Jimmy James, $20. Thank you for that. I saw a man body slam a woman here in Europe. She had a large gash in her leg. I was stunned as people was shouting "World Star." Of all the men around, she came to me for help. I kept walking. My gentleman days are done. What's sad is that I think this is what a lot of men are. This is what a lot of men are on. So, like some real stuff. Like this. Let me just say this. Let me say this because women. You got to understand. I think you believe that we have an overarching responsibility to protect you without knowing you. And all I'm gonna say is historically that's not true. Because let me tell you something right now. If I'm out with my wife and kids at the mall and I stand up for a woman I don't know, and the dude that's involved stabs me in the neck and I die, do you think my wife is gonna hold hands with that lady? Kumbaya. She's gonna fucking want to kill that lady. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have an overarching responsibility to protect you. The people I'm supposed to be protecting, I was with at the time. Right? So you have to harbor at least a little bit of responsibility to say, I must either gain protection and be vigilant not to go out and definitely not start shit or put my hands on no goddamn man. I'm always trying to have both conversations. Remember, just like how Two Man said, I can't really, what it is, I think if I can put it in the best context, I cannot let anything unfair happen to a woman. I will not let a dude stand over a woman just wow. I can't do that. But if she swing on him, and she get her ass laid the fuck out, I'm walking. I'm keeping walking.
I need to let you talk to
that shit's fair. You swung.
We talk about these
Can
situations.
someone
Y'all
be
go
Trigger Mike, I had a friend of mine
straight
step in
hypothetical.
to save a girl from getting her ass whooped, and the girl that was getting her ass whooped and the dude that was whooping her ass, both of them turned on my friend and started beating his ass for jumping in their business. So he went to save the girl, and she helped the dude kick his ass. Now you tell me if that's worth it.
Please, let's let the ladies talk. The ladies want to talk.
All right. And ladies, we're gonna let the ladies back in. I got a question. I got a question.
Atheist, man. Man, atheist.
My man, Jaquan, aka Light Skin Keith Sweat. Okay, $5. Black women want y'all to be crash test dummies. Where the Latinas at?
Thank you.
All right, King Angel, $2. Simping ain't gonna get no kitty hot dog head. I think that was $5.
Somebody told me I shouldn't tell
hot
y'all
dog head. Y'all funny.
Why?
All right, if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. We need those likes up right now. We got a dope ass panel today for Labor Day. Let's get into it, ladies. I want to ask y'all a question first. Thank y'all for being such good sports and sticking around. But this question is geared toward y'all. Do men have an overarching responsibility to protect all women? Y'all got the floor. Deontay and Allure.
Okay.
Ladies only.
So let's have this question within the context of the Black community. And please, everyone, let me finish before you start shouting at me. Black women have historically turned up for Black men. When Black men have been victims of police brutality, we have consistently used our leverage and our power to advocate for Black men. We showed up for George Floyd. We showed up for Trayvon Martin, and some of them were far from perfect. Who was that Black guy who got shot by a police officer multiple times, saw Kamala Harris, and then we later find out that he sexually assaulted a Black girl, and he was convicted of that, but we still showed up and advocated for him. The reason why Black women, and I'm not going to say that we're perfect in the way that we talk about protection. I can criticize on that part, but the reason why we are so adamant about this is because Black women have always historically turned up to protect you in the form of police brutality, which is why Black women say we want that same protection because we march for you, we ride for you. Black Lives Matter was created by Black women to stand up for those of Black men who are victims of police brutality, which is why in return, that's why we ask for that protection. And you guys keep overlooking that.
All right. Can I give a slight rebuttal? Hold on, NBA. Can I give a slight rebuttal real quick? In fact, I got a question.
Man. Why can't NBA let somebody else talk?
I got a question, Allure. Do you think that Black women did that because it's actually in their own best interest?
Yes.
to do so? Do you think it was actually
They
about
make
black
money off
men
of
or
it.
about securing a order of protection for yourself as women? The reason why I say that is because go to Black Lives Matter, go to the women in Congress, go look at the initiatives they're pushing. Absolutely none of this is legislative wise or initiative wise for black men or black male boys. They actually only push it for girls. Black Girl
Yep.
Magic, Black Women Fund, Black Women Legal Fund. So I don't buy it when you say you advocate for black men. You just use our
And
causes to advocate for yourself.
They
and
use
the
George
and the
Floyd
and
to
the
get
gay
rich.
and the gay
Oh,
and
I'm sorry. You're
the
right,
gay and
Trey.
trans
And the
community.
gay niggas. Yes.
They
That's what y'all
use
do.
George Floyd to get rich. They all make money off of George Floyd's death. And then they took that $93 million and bought mansions and
How
cars
to man
and
your
made
mute?
friends.
How to man your mute?
Go ahead,
Hey,
Ultimate.
they create and not when I say they, I don't mean black women or black men, right? I mean they as in people that like to speak loudly and proudly and got their anger and vitriol for one side or the other will create false dichotomies, right? And then they'll minimize other things to like press that down to one subset of people rather than to extrapolate it across everyone, right? Because a lot of this shit's ubiquitous. So when I say false dichotomies, right? Like we're saying, like, oh, black women went to bat for George Floyd. No, that's incorrect. Black people went to war behind George Floyd. That's an accurate statement, right? Black people. It wasn't a black man or a black woman situation. This is a black person that got violated, right? And black people stood on business with that. So we need to stop. Black men did this. Black women, no, fuck that. Black people stood on that, and then we'll minimize things, right? And we'll say, oh, well, this ratchet behavior that's become ubiquitous amongst Western women, oh, that's black women. No, that's women in the West right now are engaging in this type of debauchery. That's not hyper specific to black women, right? But then the same thing, though, right? Whenever we say, oh, well, look at politics, right? It's not just black women standing on a bunch of BS. You got black men politicians and just politicians in general that are going out of their way to screw black men. That's factual, right? That's happening.
Okay, but I feel like that's a little bit of deflection, brother, because when we
Stop
were
voting
saying
for
that black
Democrats.
women are the ones who go to bat for y'all, we are saying that when you look at these marches and the footage from them, you don't see an overwhelming presence of other nationalities of women. You don't see the Latino women out
Why
there
should
marching
we?
for y'all.
Why should
We shouldn't
I didn't
because
say
we're
that
not
you
their men.
should.
We're
I
not
don't
their
go to
men, and
Chinatown to advocate
we
for
don't go
But
we
okay,
don't
you guys
advocate for
just
their
talked about the
women. We don't advocate
minimalization.
for their
Hold on,
women.
let Didi finish. Hold up. Go
You
ahead.
guys spoke about the minimalization of your efforts, and in this case, this is the minimalization of our efforts. So when
Exactly.
Sister Allure had
No,
brought that
we're
up,
not minimizing your
No
effort.
one talked about the minimization of our
We're
efforts. I
balancing
was
your
talking about
effort.
people minimizing behavior and assigning that to one subset of people, not
Hey,
minimizing efforts.
when it
You're
comes
conflating things.
to Congress
I'm
and
not
all that
conflating
stuff,
things because
hold
really
on
it
just a
shouldn't
second.
even got on it
When
because
you
it was a
mentioned
deflection. And the
Congress and
question,
the people that get elected, let me say something about that.
You're on mute, he said.
The reason I don't blame black women for Congress and this is because black men don't vote. Black women outvoted black men 3-1. Black men don't vote. So we can't get mad at black women for voting for the people they voted for when most of us don't vote anyway. Okay? And second, black people need to stop voting for Democrats. For 50 years, they've been promising you shit and they ain't offered nothing. They
I
have
agree
not
with
given
that.
you a damn thing.
I agree with you there, 100%.
Food stamps, welfare, more jails,
100%.
more government assistance. Democrats ain't done shit for black people. And y'all still line up. Joe Biden helped create the crime bill that locked up most of the dads and the
Most of y'all daddies.
and y'all
Most of y'all
went and voted
daddies.
for him. Y'all
Mike,
went and
what was the
voted for him
question?
to
Because
help
we
lock
done got
most
far
of
away
us
from
up.
the subject.
All right.
What was the question?
Let me go acknowledge the
Because
fam
you asked the
downstairs real quick.
ladies, what was the question that you asked the
Payne, go
ladies?
ahead and
And Allure
facilitate
answered.
the
I didn't
question,
get a
please.
chance to answer the question you asked.
Right, okay.
All right, Payne gonna take over real quick.
Okay, look at the next question down there.
I didn't even get a chance to answer the question. He asked
Go
the
ahead,
question.
go ahead.
Answer the goddamn question, Didi.
It would be helpful. It would
What
be
is the
helpful
damn
if you got. It would be helpful if you
Did
guys
he
would
answer the
start your
question?
commentary
Did
with an
he
answer.
answer the
Start
question?
with an answer. It'd be helpful if y'all did that. Y'all
Allure
go into
was
these.
talking. I didn't
No,
get a
when
chance
you
to
started
respond,
talking, you
bro.
start with your answer and then go into your commentary.
Bro, I didn't get a chance to answer. Allure was the one who spoke.
You've asked men for permission to talk. Go ahead and talk, Didi.
So I was trying to get clarity of the question because Allure gave her answer. I didn't get
All
the
right, all
answer.
right, all
Go
right.
ahead.
Do men have an overarching responsibility to protect all women?
Yes. And the reason why I say this, and in your protection, I'm saying do not do us harm. That is also a form of protection where you're not doing us harm. So I feel like you have an obligation to not do harm to those in your community.
Don't y'all have the same obligation to not do harm to
Yeah.
black men?
Deoncia, does that include protecting you from yourself?
Yeah.
We quiet now. We quiet now. Yes.
Yes, because if I came to you for some illegal drugs, you shouldn't give it to me.
What? No, that's not the. Wait.
That's not what you know. What,
Deoncia,
Didi, that's really cute. You know, that's not what I'm talking about. But that's cute what you did.
Yeah, I mean, even if that was what he was talking about, that's just you go to the worst example. It's the man saying, "Hey, honey, you can't go out at 11 o'clock to the store by yourself in the night," and you telling him, "You know what? I'm a grown woman. I'm gonna do what I want."
No, that's why you're controlling.
For the most part,
men
men speak with facts, women speak with emotion. That's why women start off every sentence by saying, "I feel."
Hold on, ATS. Hold on for a second. So, so is that the only example you could come up with?
But RP, I did say that there's an increased danger when you go out the later that you go out. I started with that. That was my first initial response.
Are you Didi, from now on, are you going to stay outside beyond 9 p.m. or beyond sunset going forward?
I mean, honey, I work. I'm a mama. I don't have a desire to be out all that late.
I'm talking about, are you going to go outside the house beside George?
I am.
Hey, men, I need to ask the men on the panel.
When I feel like I still live a very active life. So if I go to a concert, it may
y'all keep asking her questions she's not going to answer, man.
The rest of the men need to answer this question. Hey, he said, "Can you have something?" Listen, he said, "Go ahead and say something, man. You've been kind of quiet." You're on mute.
You're on mute.
It's a great conversation. I'm enjoying just being here and listening. The only thing is, you know, I would add to the conversation is that, like I said, man, I'm not in line with anybody putting their hands on anybody, but at the same time, I'm not going to protect a scroll. I don't know if you guys are listening, but you can't be this interchangeable in situations and get my protection. You can't be a man when you want to be and have a high body count and do what you want and stay out whenever you want, and then be a woman and want chivalry and me to hold the door and pay for the date, and then be a child when I yell at you it's too loud and your tone and the words that you chose. And just now, you know, they want to separate from us. We were out marching for Trayvon, and he's a child, and George Floyd. And again, just pick the worst examples, have the worst talking mannerisms, just over talking, overbearing. It's just the worst combination, the perfect storm to be asking for protection. So again, you know, my wife appreciates men. My daughter appreciates men. My mother-in-law, my adopted daughters, my foster daughters. It's crazy the way, you know, the door only swings one way, and that's what I wave my flag on, the control, the way, you know, a real man does this and he should have did that. And even with women, they'll tell a women what they should do and what they could have did, and it's all preposterous. But you know, be careful, because women hate women even more than men.
Yes. Look, can I ask the men a question?
So you know,
can I ask the men a question? If you put on your most expensive jewelry,
no. You deterring the conversation. We got to answer the question that's at hand.
This actually goes into what y'all talking about.
Okay, well, you got to wait.
You give a little leeway there.
Hold on, it's just.
If you wear your most expensive jewelry,
hold on. There are people that
would you shut up in Bob Way and let me talk for a second?
No. Mr. Payne, continue. Mr. Payne, continue.
I literally am gonna fit it all
bro,
together.
Calm down, bro. There are people here before you.
This is what I talk about. The difference between niggas and black people.
Because you niggas don't have fucking respect for other niggas, man. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Who are you calling nigga, man? Don't use that word here.
I'm talking to you. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
you shut the fuck up, man. You don't do that nonsense. What the hell are you doing?
Hey,
It's
one
wild,
mic,
but
one
out
mic,
there.
one mic,
My bad. Keep talking.
one
Mic.
mic,
Who didn't answer this question?
one mic,
Oh
man.
my God, y'all
Y'all
asking these
getting violent.
irrelevant
Y'all
ass
choosing
questions that
violence.
nobody's gonna
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
Yo,
One
you
mic,
get a
one
chance
mic.
to
I
answer.
haven't
Has
answered
anybody
the
not
question.
gotten a
Hey,
chance?
I
All
haven't
right, all
answered
right.
Go ahead, Trey. Answer that question.
No.
And I see you
Men
back here in the chat, DD. I'm about to whoop your ass if you don't stop playing with it.
No, men do not have an overarching responsibility to protect all women. Men are responsible for protecting the women that are under his authority, and that's it. And nothing outside of that. And I will say this because women have this issue with men being violent. If you want to be protected, that man needs to be violent. Men who protect are violent. That's the only way to match the violence. You cannot have a man who is a protector who is not violent. That doesn't make any sense. How wolves hunt wolves? You don't get sheep to hunt wolves. You have to match force with force. I was trying to explain that earlier. So this
Have
whole
you ever
idea
took
of
martial arts? Don't they
Yo,
teach
let
you
him
to be
finish,
peaceful?
PD. Let him finish.
even if, and I took Taekwondo, I'm a first degree black belt. Even if you are using martial arts, it is still a level of violence, and you are taught a level of when to use the violence properly and appropriately. But you are still violent. Violence is necessary, and even to protect the people that you love. And I think a lot of people forget that part. But no, men do not have a responsibility to protect all women, primarily because women are not choosing to be with men so that they can be protected. I will not step in between a woman that I don't even know your name, sweetheart. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. And I also don't know if you started this. I was in law enforcement, and a lot of those DV calls I went to, the woman started the fight. She was the aggressor, not him. And she didn't get the best of the fight, but she started it on a lot of those calls. So no, I will not be intervening. You are on your own. I suggest you go find a man and get under his covering and his protection.
I don't know if King Spark answered this question. You finished, Trey. King Spark, you want to answer this one?
Man, real quick, cause I'm still motivating. But man, I want to say yes. I want to say no, man. But I still feel like, you know what I mean, we should at least, you know what I mean, like call the police or something if they get beat up. You know what I'm saying? At least call Trey. Like at the very least, we gotta do something. I mean, but we have a responsibility just as humans. You know what I'm saying? For humanity to look out for each other, just period, point blank. So I definitely think men should look out for women, but I don't think, like Trey said, you know, when I started thinking about the situation, you know, women be setting dudes up, women be getting dudes robbed, women be doing a whole lot of bullshit and get themselves involved and want to play that game. So an innocent woman, you know, I would say so. But these women that's out here, that's outside right now, fuck no. Fuck no.
You know what? You just brought up an interesting point, King Spark, because one of the things I need the ladies to understand is that we always talk about these topics as if all women are good women, as if all women are innocent. And that damn show ain't true. For every male bandit, there is a female one on everything I love. Some of y'all are crooks. You scammers yourself. You prostitutes. You all these type of unsavory ass things. But yet, when we're talking about topics such as these, you're a perfect funky angel. I think not. And we keep forgetting that as men because we don't really think about women in relation to men as them affecting us. But you're right, King Spark. They do be getting niggas set up. They do be sitting out here. Some of most of they got girl Crips now, don't they? They got girl gang members and shit now.
Oh yeah.
They aren't.
Always had them.
Yeah, they're not perfect angels. So it's only in these topics, do you know?
No, everybody is deserving of this treatment, though. Every time there's a situation where one of us is attacked by y'all, it's always but what did she do? And my question to Trey is this: are you going to take that same approach to walking up on something when you on duty too?
Say that one more time.
Are you going to take that same approach when you're on duty?
Well, that's a little bit different. I'm required by law to intervene. Hang on, Anthony, let me answer. Damn. I'm required by law to intervene. If I don't take police action, I go to jail. That's why. So that's different. It is called not taking police action. Will send you to jail in DC as a police officer. You cannot stand by and just idly watch shit happen.
I always thought about that too. Like, what if a police
Yeah,
officer
there's a law
not
for
today?
majority of jurisdictions that does not allow for police
Like, my
officers
back hurts.
just
Let me
to
let her get
stand
her
by
ass.
and watch. They have to do something. They have to intervene, and to some degree, which is why you see a lot of times you see people fighting. You just see the officers pull out their pepper spray and just start pepper spraying people, because that way they can say,
I
I did
see
something.
that.
I did something.
Thank you
I
for the
seen that.
enlightenment.
Wow,
Like
you didn't
that.
know
Yeah.
that police officers.
Hey,
Wait a minute, you didn't know that police officers have to act by law. You didn't know
Hold
that.
on, let's not derail the conversation with that.
No, I always I've seen some of the opposite. That's why I'm like, is that still a law?
Wow.
I guarantee you,
Oh, did he?
Mike, they suffer some sort of
Mr. Phil, let him speak.
paperwork or some sort of admonition. I guarantee it. You can't stand by and just, like, if I saw two people fighting, I can't just be like, oh, they fighting, and then just leave it alone.
Hey, Didi, the reason why we asked our first question is, what did she do? Is because men don't just walk around choke slamming women for nothing.
Yes,
So
they
we
do.
got everything.
No, they
No,
don't. That's
we
the
do
that's
not.
it. No, they
It's
don't.
so
Yes, you
frustrating
do.
We
to
don't.
see that
No, they
men
don't.
are violent.
Yo,
No,
Didi,
they
stop
don't.
it. No, they don't.
Why is
No,
it
they
so
What
don't.
is
hard to
No,
happening?
they don't.
fight?
Like,
Some men are just
No, they
genuinely
don't.
violent.
Something.
Y'all are very
No,
violent. Y'all are
listen,
nuts.
come
listen,
on,
listen.
This is
man.
this is violence against
This is
women.
interesting. This is interesting.
Especially
Some men
after
are
that,
genuinely
especially at night.
violent.
So this is interesting, right? And this is actually very important. Let me give y'all this example. I have a sister that used to act up in school, okay? And my dad was almost never involved. And one day he brought his ass up to the school when she was about to get in trouble, because my mom would accept that lady type of "it wasn't my fault" thing. It wasn't my fault, and this person happened, and this, and my mom would be like, "Well, what happened? Why did y'all let?" My dad walked his ass up there and basically heard the story and said, "Can you get the camera footage? Because what she says does not happen without stimulus. Somebody just doesn't do that for nothing." Right? So he's like, "I need the camera footage." The principal actually sat there and went and got the camera footage. Right? And he said, "You see, this is you antagonizing this person for 25 minutes before they hit you." We as men understand that 99% of the time you have to be provoked to do something crazy.
That is not true.
All right.
That is
And
actually
hold on. When and you'll also notice, hold on. When we stand in defense of a woman, we naturally know that we should be defending her. We don't let unfair things happen to women. Most of the time when you see dudes standing around, it's because it's like, you swelled your chest up at that nigga, you swung on him, you did something, he swung back. It seems all fair to me. Go on about my business. All right. That's when you see dudes disengage like that. But go ahead.
This is one thing.
No,
This
it's
is
'cause
one.
you don't
This
know
is
her.
one thing. This is one thing I've noticed about women. They don't see the trouble that they start. They only see the and as the result of what they've started. Like they might start issue right now. They don't see it.
That's some
But
women.
if something, no, because this Trigger man just told you something about his sister, and
Yes,
you
that's
trying
one
to defend
situation.
it.
One situation. This is what you do. You guys keep taking absolutes. Why
We're
is it
giving
so
you
hard for men?
instances. We're not
Why
giving
is
you
it?
absolute. We're giving
Yes.
you instance.
Can we be honest?
Why
I
don't y'all
can
just stop
say
dating thugs and that
So
way you
it's
won't
not
get
even.
your ass
Hold
beat?
on.
Can we
Allure.
listen?
It's not absolutes. It's probabilities. Okay, men work on probability. The probability
But the
of a
statistics
dude
don't work in your
body slamming
favor.
a woman for absolutely no reason is extremely no matter what no matter what his race is. So in the instances where that happens randomly, we condemn it. Can we all agree that we don't want to see a woman
Yep.
get randomly slammed on her head for no reason? Can we all agree?
Hey, Trigger Mike. Hey, I just looked it up, and it says that black men assault black women 43% of the time. Black women assault black men 39% of the time. So it's almost even that black men and black women are hitting each other.
That's within the margin of error, so it might as well be equal.
Yeah, it's almost even that they're hitting each other.
But let me also add that lesbian women fight each other. TV and the lesbian community is bigger than anything else.
Homosexual men fight just as hard.
Lord, just a second. Sugar Mike, you do have a question. Sugar Mike, before you
Allure,
go
ahead. Let's let Allure finish her thought. Allure, go ahead. Finish it.
Look, There are some I can be nuanced. There are some situations where women escalate situations. That's fine, but we talk about conversation. There is a global pandemic of violence against women. Literally, a black woman is murdered every 4 hours. Can you honestly look at it?
Allure. Let me tell you.
Please.
Yeah, let me tell you why we can't accept that. Hold on.
Tell me that every black woman has been murdered.
Hold on.
The victim card.
Let me
What's
tell
in
you
your
why.
wallet?
Let me tell you why I'm advocating that men get off of that train of listening to women when they say that. Do you know the same statistic of how men get assaulted, deleted, and violated? Do you know the opposite statistic? Do you know that one?
No, I don't.
Because you don't care. It literally happens more to men, but you don't care. You want us to focus.
Attention as a problem. That's why. At the end of the day,
So
you guys
you're not worried.
murder
So
each
this is
other
hold on.
more than you
This
murder-
is the problem
You
in
guys murder
general.
each other more than women.
Hold
murder
on.
you.
This
That's
is
why.
the problem in general. Worry about the human condition because we're tired of hearing about you trying to secure an order of protection for yourself against all other people. Y'all are just worried about women being a protected class. I'm no longer adding any fuel to that shit. I don't care about that. Get a man to protect you or stay in your father's house. Otherwise, I don't know. I can't say nothing for you.
There is a study. Okay, let me tell you this. There's a study. Okay.
And
Okay,
y'all gonna forget.
in the community.
Y'all gonna forget how black women
there's a
going
study.
around.
And your
There's
daughter
a study.
and your wife is
There's
gonna
a
need protection. And
guess
you
what?
need people in your family
Let me answer.
Are we going to all forget how black women said they only want to date thugs and soldiers? Are we going to forget all that? They were even making songs about I want a soldier. So now that you got these dudes beating your ass every day, you want the actual good guys to come in and save you from the thugs that y'all been fucking all these years.
I'm sorry, you're anti-black, and I'm sorry, it's just I can't take anything you say.
No, I'm anti-ratchet. I'm anti-ratchet. I'm not.
I mean, that wasn't Cap though.
Okay, Uncle Ruckus.
He being for real. So hold on.
I'm not anti-black. I'm anti-ratchet. I don't like ratchet ass black women, and I don't like.
Hold on. This is something that's been on my mind for a while.
You, I don't care about
How
no
can
credibility.
the same women?
I know you don't. That's why you don't have
I only date men with hood in
them. I got more than you, and I got more money than you. That's all that matters.
Okay,
no, I guarantee.
Now we're Dick Magic.
I guarantee you. I do know what you do have.
Why are you thinking?
You have a higher blood pressure than I do, though. That's for certain.
No, it's not a simp. It's between you and I.
Nobody cares what a simp thinks.
No, Trey is not a simp. Trey is straightforward. Hey, let me say this to you guys, right? Majority of fight that have started between a man and a woman is started by a woman, not a man. We all know that start. Then number two, let me say this to you, Didi. My wife or my sister is not going to put her hands on anybody because they know I'm not going to support them. I'm not going to come fight for you. If you started a fight, it's just not going to happen. So come here. If a man puts her hand on my sister, we have a problem. She got to come home, no matter what she did. But my red line is she doesn't start the fight by putting her hands first. That's just the thing she's not going to do. So what you're going to do, Didi, is to raise your daughter how to be a daughter, how to be a woman, how to be a mother. And let me do the same for mine. Because if you do it, if all of us do it here, our black women will turn out good. But if we as men will tolerate our women saying shit to us in front of our daughters, guess what our daughters are going to do? Say shit to their men. So if you don't want your daughter to be saying shit to men, right? You also watch what you say to men in front of your daughters or in their absence. Don't start what you can fix. Meaning, do not insult men. Do not be belligerent to men, because if you do that, your black daughter will do that. If my wife does the same to me,
we get that. However, the problem is this: we are being approached by men, and when we tell them in a nice, polite way that we're uninterested or that we have a boyfriend, then it becomes, "Oh, you a big head ass bitch. You ain't that cute no way." And
You know what? Hold on, y'all.
This is not all the time.
I got a question, Didi. How often does that happen when you
it has happened more than one time? Excuse me.
So
I've been called ugly for saying a guy no. And
okay, so this is common or uncommon? It's common that A dude will cat call you, you reject him, and he calls you a big headed ass, whatever.
Yes,
That's common.
that actually happens. It's a thing.
So then
You know
I
what's
would
more common? When you try to talk to a black woman and they call you lame, little dick, gay, or broke.
Oh no! In fact, I disagree with Trigger Mike. For the first time, I'm going to disagree with all of you. This lady just made a point here. They said that when men approach them, let's take them serious. When men approach them, men can't call them, and then when they reject those men become verbally violent, right? Am I right,
Yes.
D?
Yes.
Yes.
So
I
the solution.
I didn't finish making my point though.
Yeah.
Didi, what the hell do you expect me to do about that?
Nothing.
This is encourage your brothers and encourage your brothers on how to.
What brothers? These are street niggas. These are street niggas. I'm a suburban nigga.
Educate men.
Let me answer. Let me finish what I'm saying.
Hold on, I haven't said anything for a while.
Trigger Mike, finish what you're saying. Let me say Mr. Payne.
I haven't said anything for a while. Wait, hold up, Black Atheist. First of all, what kind of men are you? Listen, those men are not representative of men that you want to have anyway. Because most men I know don't. If they get rejected by a woman, they do not come back with what you just said. I don't know what kind of ratchet guys.
But
most men don't even catcall women.
No, a lot of women go through it.
And what we talking about?
They don't even approach women
You guys are
anymore.
taking the worst examples and trying to extrapolate that over across all black men.
It's not even a
It's
they will approach you.
My experience.
And that's the thing. They will even approach you. And
But where you walking where you got men that are catcalling you?
This is happening at a gas station. I'm not walking anywhere.
Walking around uncovered.
Go to the gas
Walking
station.
around uncovered.
I'm going to
If you had a man, you would never have to pump.
If you had a man,
if you had a man, you would never have to pump your gas at all.
I'm going to the gas station to get coffee, baby. I like coffee for myself.
By what time? By what time of the day? By what?
Hold on, y'all.
Didi, if you had a
I
man,
tried
because it's cheaper.
Hold on. I tried. Hold on. Allure and Didi. I tried to let y'all know. I tried to even come from a position of weakness at the beginning of this broadcast. I told you, men much stronger and more capable than me have tried to rid the world of evil. They have failed. Every man that has ever tried has failed. And then we default to being able to take care of our own families. Do you know who doesn't get catcalled? My wife when I'm with her. You know what niggas don't try? Me or anybody? My wife when I'm with her. You see, men have taken initiative for what they are responsible for and what they can control. I control my situation. How can I regulate the behavior of random ass dudes on the street? Please tell me how that's possible. And I will
Mike, are you with your woman every time she leaves the house?
Raise your
sons. Hold on.
I got one. That something happened 2 days ago.
Do you know I strategically tell my wife where she can get gas and where she cannot?
No. Are you with your wife every time that you?
No, I am not. And when I am not, she moves accordingly.
Yesterday, this is what happened yesterday.
And what is she not doing? Your wife ain't smiling at motherfuckers. She ain't making eye contact with niggas. Because
hold on, Didi.
The most important to happen. And I'm telling you from a woman's perspective.
No, but do you know what the important point here is that she doesn't complain about being catcalled or niggas talking to her because she does not put herself in situations where that is likely. I told her not to get gas. I said we live in a rural area. Don't get gas at night and only fill up in the daytime. I said when you have our kids, do not make unnecessary stops without me, especially when one can divert your attention and somebody can take the other kid. She uses my vigilance and my direction and strategy to guide her life, so she just doesn't have these problems.
This is not living up to nighttime.
Guys,
and Mike, you're being unrealistic and facetious. What? Because like I just told you, you're not with your wife every minute.
It's all on women.
So that's why I also asked. Hold on. That's why I also asked. Is it common that women get catcalled like? It's not even common.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me tell you.
That was the thing. You're
every day you go out. This happens to you every day.
Yesterday, my wife went to.
Hold on, y'all.
It's not a
Hold
situation of
on,
catcalling.
Didi.
These men are actually
Hold
walking
on,
up to
Didi.
you and
Every day,
approaching you.
you said more than once. That means throughout your entire life, it's happened probably less than 5 times. But you want me to believe I need to go correct a bunch of dudes on the street?
I've literally been
This
catcalled.
means
Have
more.
my
You should
ass
be a living
Excuse me,
example.
guy.
I have been groped in public situations. That is
I
something.
don't condone
There's
that
something
behavior,
with
and I
men.
suggest
No,
you don't walk that way
groping is
home anymore.
bad. Grope is not good. My wife 2 days
I
ago, my wife
grow.
yesterday, right? My wife yesterday, right, went to buy food at a restaurant. She sat down, and this Hispanic guy came and sat next to her, pregnant woman. And then she moved away a little bit. The guy moved away with her. She came home pissed off, and she told me about it. I said to her, "Were people there?" She said yes. I said, "Okay, thank goodness." But guess what? At that moment, I wasn't happy because I felt like another man violated my wife, right? Every man doesn't like this to happen to their wives. That is why we want to cover our wives. When my wife go to work at night, I drive her to work. I don't want her to drive herself because I don't want her to make a little mistake and be involved in an accident. The same way I was not happy about her going to the restaurant yesterday and experiencing that. You got to understand one thing, Didi. We as men always tell you women, the world is dangerous out there. You guys underestimate the wickedness of men. Only men understand how dangerous other men are.
That's
You
fact.
women underplay the danger of men. You try to get the government to protect you at all instances. The government cannot protect you at all instances. And we men that are supposed to be your protector are telling you, sit your ass at home. After that,
Men educate other men.
excuse me, let me finish, girls. If you are not going to work, stay at home. I am not going to come protect you from another man that might be more dangerous than me. It's not going to happen.
Ekene, that's crazy. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
Okay, you're a police
we have to
officer.
have some reality here. Okay, like people have things to do. We got kids. We got like women are going to go out and they're not going to be with their husband. It's going to happen. The question is where exactly are you going? Is my question. Because if you're going to work, about going to
I just said it. I just said if his work is okay, but if it's something that has to do with club, girls' night out, hell to the no. I'm not protecting your ass.
You know what? I think we should go back to the 1950s where
That's
women had 0 rights.
men have always been like that. You guys are the ones that are looking for rights. And number one, let me say this real quick, Alora. A man catcalling you is not wrong. Okay? It's not wrong to catcall a woman.
I don't think women were getting hit in the face with bricks in the 1950s, though.
I don't think so either. A man catcalling you, Alora, a man catcalling you is not wrong. What is wrong is a man grouping you. There's nothing wrong about a man catcalling you. It's natural for a man to catcall you.
I'll ask my grandmother, but I highly doubt women
I
get
really
smacked
have
in
to
the face with bricks in the
reinforce.
50s.
I really have to reinforce what Ekene said, because I'm telling you, I keep trying to come from a realistic standpoint. Ladies, we cannot rid the world of evil. You keep saying educate other men. What the hell is that going to do? It does nothing.
Yes, it
the
does.
safest group, do you know what?
This is the
do you
same
know?
woman who told us
Hold
that
on,
March
hold on, y'all. Do you know how I fix the world to my benefit? Hold on. Do you know how I fix the world to my benefit? Because we do this thing especially as Americans, where we look, because we're so involved in social media, we think the world is our community, and it's not. I moved my children and my wife to a safe community where I could feel at least a bit of peace of mind if I left the house. Because ain't nobody coming to Trigger Mike house trying to take shit if I'm here, unless you want holes in you. Right? So I did that for safety reasons. But that's me being in control of my environment, because that's the length that I can control it. Only a woman thinks that I can go out here in the world and persuade other men not to offend you. It's not possible.
Men
learn to protect yourself.
Men don't listen to women. Men are more likely to listen to other men. Why do you think that those other guys didn't step up to another man?
Do you know what's scary? Hold on. Do you know what's scary though? Hold on.
Other men.
Hold on real quick, Lord. Do you know what's scary about the statement you made?
Hold on.
Do you know the realness about what you said? all the men that will listen have listened. Now what?
That's right.
They do listen to other men. So when I go out and give my speech, every man that will listen has listened. Now what?
But Mike, it's men listening now. And the thing about it is this. You have to live, you have influence. You have more influence than what you think you do. With this platform, we are reaching thousands of people. You have to be responsible with this message and not think that your actions don't have influence on others. People see you as a successful black man. So if they see you as a successful black man, they want to follow what you're doing. So it's important for you to also be doing the right thing. We need more.
So every man, and you're right, every man that will listen is already listening. Now, do you want to know what I can't combat? I can't combat a fatherless home. I can't combat men and women making babies irresponsibly to create these men that y'all complain about. I'm not in the bedroom saying, take your dick out the pussy and put a condom on. I can't do that shit. I'm not there for that. Right? So I can't combat all of that. All I can do, like I said,
he's coming to listen to you.
And
he's coming too quick. He's not going to listen.
Trigger, you also can't combat an independent thinker. If I don't agree with you, I don't agree.
That's right. Let me get
let them be hoes. Let them be hoes. I mean, what do we always say? Fuck around and find out. That's what we always tell people, right? So let them go out there and dress. Let them go out there and dress how you want. Fuck around and find out.
He act like white girls.
Let me get the super chats read real quick. Then we're
You
gonna
know
get
that white girls do it as well.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Let me get these super chats read. Jimmy James says black women are the least protected from their own dumb decisions and stupid choices. God damn, they coming at y'all today. All right. Big Ant, my man, $10 says the only human I say my obligation to protect other than personal family is most children. That's true. Most men will protect children. I've seen some women and children put a weapon in battle to delete people. I watch every one. 100. Okay. Q Dub, $5. Why do black women lie so much? They say they will kick a man's ass, but turn around and ask for protection.
That's what I was saying earlier.
Okay, that is fact. That is fact.
Told y'all they scrolls, man. They shapeshifters, man.
Exactly. If
I have
y'all
never
just
said
put it
that I
in,
would kick no man's ass.
but somebody you know has.
Have you ever put your hands on a man? Have you ever hit a man?
Never. And she doesn't know any women who do it. See, here's what happens: is when I call them the three busy bitches. There's only 3 bitches on the earth, but those bitches are real busy because whenever you ask eloquent, articulate queens about bitches, they disappear. They don't know, they ain't met none, they don't know none. So it's these mystic bitches that are running around upsetting the rest of us. Now, ladies, what I think you need to do is, since it's only 3 of them, I think y'all need to get together and kill them 3 bitches because they're who's making your problem hard. It's not us, right? There's only a few of them, and you know, you don't know who they are, but maybe you know somebody that does. So y'all need to get together
every 4.5 hours. So y'all are doing that.
What's that?
Y'all are killing the mystic bitches. Y'all are doing this.
Okay, all right, then you shouldn't. Then sis, you have nothing to worry about. It's just the bitches that's being killed. Is that what you're saying? Here's the frustration you're feeling from us. Chivalry is dead, but guess who struck the first blow? It was not us. We're the ones that have to race you to a door to open it.
Hey, Uncle Jeff, I got a question for you. Uncle Jeff.
Let him cook, though.
No, he's gonna cook. He's gonna cook with us. Uncle Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Is cat calling a bad thing?
Is what?
Is cat calling a bad thing?
Well, it is now.
Oh.
It is now.
I hate women. I think
it is now. I hate women. No, I don't hate all women, but I hate the women that need hating. I hate the women that I hate the women that purposely know that there is a man somewhere that wants to see his child, and she charges a cover charge for that child. I hate them women.
Get back on your chivalry, Get back on your chivalry.
Okay, chivalry.
He was cooking.
Chivalry is dead because y'all helped kill it. We do
what about minding your business? Why ain't minding your business dead? You know,
why isn't minding my business?
Because you can't have it both ways.
Hold on.
Because you can't have it both ways.
There we go. Let her talk. I'm gonna let her get her on hold. What do you want me to do now?
this is the thing. We want y'all to leave us alone. We don't
Okay.
want, you're not entitled to approach us. All the time. We're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, and if,
That's what the girl with the brick
And
said.
now,
She
hold on.
said,
And guess what?
it should be a smooth
Guess
walkway.
what the girl with the brick was? Left alone. I got a puppy. I got a pit bull puppy I'm raising right now. My studio right now smell like pee-pee because this dog pees certain places. He bites on things because that's what comes with a dog. If you want a man that is never going to approach you, is never going to compliment you unless you want it, what you want is a robot. You don't want the fleas that go with the dog. You want to be left alone. Left alone is hit in the face with a brick and don't nobody give a fiddler's fuck. That's left alone. That's what you're asking for.
I just want men to be respectful and just that's it.
The men I know are. The men I know here.
And majority of men are respectful.
Let's get back. Let's
Majority
round
of men
back
are
for a
Those
second.
do not count for the collective, though, Unc.
What's that,
That's
sis?
why I love you killing women.
What's
The
that?
20 dudes you know in your circle do not count for the collective.
Okay. Well, here's your issue. Here's your problem, sis. Here's your problem. I know a lot more than you might want to IMDb me. I know a lot more than 20 dudes. Now, and I also know this. I also know this, sis.
And we go through the same shit. Why is that?
I know that last night, I promise you, sister, last night, me, Ekene, Mad Black, Mr. He Said, Trey, and R. Payne, and Mike did not get together and say, you know what? Let's collectively trash sisters tomorrow. Here's what happens. When you bring us your problems with us, this is what we do. We check our inventory. How many of my friends is beating on their wife? How many of my friends ain't dealing with their kids? How many of my friends are shirking their responsibilities and they get edged out of the herd? Every herd of women I know got a skank they keep around so that she can be somebody to look at and go, at least I ain't as bad as Tracy. Niggas I know don't do that shit. If you want to make some change, sis, you can't change us. You better start policing your own because it's horribles. That here, if you want some help, two sisters on the show, I need you to admit, because we will admit it's some niggas that ain't shit. That's who we talking about right now. The kind of nigga that'll bust a woman in the face with a brick ain't shit. We will admit that they exist. We will admit that shiftless, lazy motherfuckers exist. We will admit that there are dudes, regardless to the fact that you give them the pussy, they take it. We will admit that there are dudes that will throw your ass from a moving car. Could you admit that maybe, just maybe, some of y'all done run off a good man?
And ratchet as fuck.
I never said that women are.
I didn't ask you what you ever said. I'm going to ask you one more time. I'm going to make it plain. If you answer only what I ask.
Some women have ran off a good man.
There you go. And I know how hard I could feel how hard that was to pull out your soul.
Ooh, she struggled with that.
Oh my God. This is going to be your problem, sis. Here's your problem, sisters. Here's your problem. Counting all the men that you don't like, all the brothers, and you write about them for all the very valid reasons you have for not liking them. You outnumber black men by 2 million in this country. Have you ever heard of the Great American Black Woman Shortage? Me neither. So since there is not a shortage of you, I strongly suggest, and there is no shortage of horrible motherfuckers taking advantage of you. I strongly suggest that with your mouth closed and your third eye open, that you listen to a panel of men like this that have no interest in fucking you. The issue is that usually there are three groups that are running a
hang on a second.
That's going. There are three.
Wait a minute here.
I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to cross the street. Cars keep coming. I swear to God, if you use some of this, maybe it'll work. Because your way ain't working.
Hold on a second. Not all of us. No, I'm just playing.
No.
Yeah, to get that.
I don't even know. Thanks for derailing the train. I don't even know what he's talking about.
Trigger Mike. If I cut off if I interjected on that kind of if I interjected, I apologize, Trigger Mike. Okay.
Here, okay. I'll say this. I'll get out the way. The problem that you are complaining about is the very men that you raise counter to what we tell you. What you are seeing, poor sisters, and I feel for you. What you are seeing right now is the result of Lot's wife. Okay, Lot's wife, God told Lot, look here, when you leave Sodom and Gomorrah, I'm telling you, don't look back. Do you know what Lot did? He turned around and told his family, don't look back. You know why his wife looked back? Because she could not take it from the man. She had to get it from God, and God wasn't playing. God not playing no more. When I tell you where not to get gas, don't get gas. You want to know where white women are whooping the shit out of black women? With 2 letters, O and K. Because that's what you hear when you give them a directive. When I give you a directive, I am not interested in your opinion. And I'm not bossing you around. There are things that my wife is not allowed to do because she is my wife. She is not allowed to take the trash out. She is not allowed to wash her own car. She is not allowed to pump her own gas. She is not allowed to walk her funky, worthless fucking dog without one of my big ones because I am responsible for her. Now, in order for me to be responsible for her, I'm gonna spit out a dirty 4-letter word that sisters cannot stand. Obey. Obey. Not cooperate. Not comply. God damn it, obey. Which means you do what I say without me having to explain. Don't get the gas over on 78th and Western because there's some gangs fighting around there because I heard that from my friend with 1 foot in the street. I shouldn't have to tell you that. If I lead you, I don't owe you an explanation. But most of us are not in leadership positions. We're in partnerships, which means you do what the fuck you want to when you want to, and you'll do what I say when it agrees with you. And you do not respect me until you see the threat. Here's the problem. Most threats are invisible to female eyes. Most of them are. Most predatory threats you cannot see, but you will not obey. And you are uncovered because there's not enough men, which means you need to get around a man who doesn't want to fuck you, like us, who tell you don't get your gas at night. And you don't see the logic in it. Do you know why? Do you know how to get a black woman to jump out of an airplane? Have a black man tell her not to.
Okay, do you know how hard it is to come across a black man that don't want to fuck you?
No, let me help you with that. You're in a room.
Wow, now that's disrespectful.
Sister, you're in a room full of them right now. You're in a room full of them. Ask your questions now and write it down. I'm not talking about around your way.
Deoncia, don't ask.
I know. Here's how easy it is to find a man that don't want to fuck
me nothing.
I can tell you right where to go find a man that don't want to fuck you, or a man that will resist it. What city do you live in?
Go to the gay club. That's where.
Okay, fine. Just the gay dudes don't want to fuck you. That is it. That's another problem. You overvalue your
fuck
pussy.
them on a girls
trip
too.
What city do you live in?
And they fuck their friends too on the girls
what
trips and shit.
City?
I'm in Virginia Beach.
You live in Virginia Beach, Sister Diancia. I submit to you that there is a mosque, a black Muslim mosque somewhere with at least one man with some common sense in that mosque that is not interested in seeing you naked. And I strongly suggest you make your way there and ask for guidance. Or you could look for the Trigger Mike show and come in here and ask your questions. R-Pain ain't gonna fuck you, he married. I ain't gonna fuck you, I'm married, and I don't live in Virginia Beach.
Didi, I'm not married and I'm 4 hours away, so don't ask me.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And, I'm married to a white woman. I stopped.
I'm married.
The point is, you can find them. You usually aren't interested in listening to them.
Hey, Uncle Jeff, let me ask you. But before you might as well take this since you're on deck. Are black men inherently violent? Take that next question.
Are black men inherently violent?
That's the next question up.
Well, it depends.
You want to pass it or come back?
It depends. That's not a straight. If you need a straightforward yes, Okay. Here's what you do. When somebody asks you a question that needs an explanation, but they really don't want your explanation, you give them the fucked up answer they're looking for. Yes, black men are violent. We hate our women, and we can't wait to stomp your ears together. Next question.
Give us the good answer.
You want the good answer? The good answer. The good answer.
That's the next question on the panel. That's the next question.
Oh, are black men inherently violent?
Yeah.
No. Well, if you look at violence on a human scale, I haven't found a place where a black man has dropped a nuclear bomb. If you keep looking on the human scale, I don't believe it was us or the Puerto Ricans that marched the Indians across the plains in smallpox blankets. I don't think as you look across history, you have to go back to the Moors when we were in command and we would slaughter upon command for a goal. Do you mean the impoverished, cut off from their language, cut off from their heritage, caught up in the fucking media whirlpool? These niggas with no fathers? Yes, there are plenty of them that are broke and violent. I tell you what, take any group of people, put them together and take out their resources and wait, and you will find violence. Yes, black men are inherently violent. So I tell you what, ladies, stay away from all of us. You're right. None of us mean you any good. Even us up here got together and decided last night to lie to you. If you are special, special will come to you. You get what your next lesson is. If you keep getting violent niggas and crazy niggas and shiftless, broke, don't want to be shit niggas, what do all them niggas have in common? You. Turn your violent, no good nigga light off that is in your soul that is attracting them like a lighthouse. You're going to have to take some of this, sisters. Yes, there's some horrible brothers out there. Yes, they doing some horrible shit to you. But every time you see a sister out in public, loud talking a nigga and doing this shit right here, every time you talk like that and you snap, you close your third eye. Every time you do. And every time you spew that shit, that is a vote against you. Every time you do not police sisters who do this shit, it is a vote against you. Sisters on this panel, we did not come to this conclusion because of you. We came to this conclusion because of those of your ilk that you, your mama, and your aunties have never policed. I have never seen it. I see niggas police their own all the time. I never see you do. As a matter of fact, the gracious queens of you circle around wagons around the horrible hoes whenever you talk about them. You get, oh yeah, what about? Oh yeah, what about this? Well, what about the man at that? Never. Here's something we never hear from you. Even as you come to us now, you come to us in war. I have never heard a sister say this. Hey, beautiful brothers on the panel, it's sisters getting hit in the face with bricks. What can we do from our side to fix it? I bring up any question you have for black women, brothers. Think of any question you've ever had. Now, think of any time you've ever had a sister go, wow, I didn't look at that way. We as sisters, how can we fix it? That's not how you came here today. You came here today to indict us for niggas who hit sisters in the face with bricks, and none of us do it. Why don't you ask how to fix it? Why don't you ever take accountability for your end of things?
I didn't need to ask because I actually made suggestions, and my suggestions were to stop looking so fucking approachable. Don't be out so late because the later you're out, the more prone these things are to happen to you. So I gave solutions. So I didn't need to ask because I had the answer. So the answer is stop smiling in all these motherfuckers' faces. Stop looking so fucking friendly because you guys talk about, oh, you know, you get what you're attracting, what you're putting out. The thing is this, when you're an attractive person, you're going to attract a lot of shit. What you entertain is what makes the impact. So the deal is you don't entertain ignorance, but you also make yourself less privy to ignorance by not putting yourself in certain environments, not being out at certain times, having a buddy system, not looking approachable. If you're by yourself, put on some damn shades. Don't be smiling. Put a little ball on your face because these people
No, you
know
have to
that.
smile. You have to smile. You have to smile.
Okay, bro.
When you
Now
smile, the
wait a
crazy
minute. Wait
niggas
a
come up
minute.
to
Wait
you.
a minute.
As
Wait a
a
minute.
woman,
No,
I'm telling you,
hold on. Hold
men
on.
respect
they
women
So
want
as
you to
well.
come to me.
Put a smile on your face.
You're saying, hold on. You're saying that you're projecting negativity in order to repel negativity.
Yes, a little bit. Yes. You gotta be a little bit of a wolf
You
in
mean
sheep's clothing.
you're matching force with force?
Well, hold on for a
No,
second.
it's
Weird
not
how
Let's
that
go around the
works.
horn. Let's go around the horn.
It's about being vigilant.
Well, that woman is all set. She don't need
Yeah,
no
Take a mic, my
It's
brother. You
about being
back?
vigilant.
I'm back.
Yeah.
What did I miss?
You said I pissed you off.
We're on the question.
Ekene.
We're on the
I
question.
went to eat, man. I went to eat.
Yeah, well, you
You
missed
said
some big
Ekene
chick.
doesn't have self-control.
You missed when I was saying that, we just need to stay away from these niggas. Stop going in
You know what? You know
environments
what?
and you don't have to really worry about a lot of this going
Do
on.
you know what, Didi? I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. Do what women have always done, and do not associate yourself with men that you know aren't gonna amount to shit. I mean,
That
I
ain't
don't know
gonna
how
wipe
else to
their
tell
ass
you.
on your soul. Well, where's the fun in that?
Can I answer the question that's the topic real quick? I won't be long. I won't be long. I promise.
Mad Black, let me get these super chats real quick, then you go next. I got you.
All right.
All right. Big Ant, $10 says, I think Jeff is lying. Tell the truth. You're the one peeing on the floor and biting on furniture, not the puppy. Damn. You know he's a comedian, right? I'd be careful.
Hilarious.
Q-Dub, $10. Most women get unalived by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, not on purpose. More men get unalived by black women than the other way around. 5% of marriages end because of abuse, so stop the lies. Facts are important, ladies and gentlemen. Darius Horton, $5. Uncle Jeff, can I get a side with a French toast over easy eggs, eggs Benedict, and some blueberry waffles, please? I like the way you
Next time
cook.
the kitchen open.
You can't. He
Next time
burned
the
the
kitchen
stove
open.
down, Darius. He burned the stove down. It ain't no stove. You can't cook no more.
He was cooking. All right, Darius Ken, $5 says, Uncle Jeff, can I get a? Oh, he already said that. He said it twice. Goddamn. All right, Q-Dub. I always wonder, do divest chicks know that Brad is not going to the hood to find black women?
Not at
Most
all.
black women live in the hood. Damn.
Not at all. He know where you at. That's where he puts you.
Oh, damn. That's fucking.
You already know. There's no use. I hate to jump in here, but there's no. Yeah, dear sisters, there is no Eastern European oil baron roaming the hoods of your city looking to fix your brakes and take your kids out to eat. You are going to have to work it out with us. You're going to have to work it. And the first place it starts is by separating yourself from the horrible broads we talk about.
Facts.
Okay. Do you
Well,
know why the queen's shoes don't get muddy? Because the queen don't walk in the mud. Stop walking in the mud.
I was about to say, Mad Black Atheist got something to say about that.
Look,
Go ahead.
Look, I just been
He gonna
sitting
tell
here
us about
for.
his white queen.
I've been sitting. Well, you know what?
knock it off.
That's besides the point. But anyways, look, I was sitting there listening, and here's a couple things that I've noticed. Okay, first things first. Why do we, as black people, accept that our neighborhood is so bad we can't go out after a certain hour? I live in a neighborhood where there are people walking their dogs, jogging, riding bikes at 10, 11, 12, 1 in the morning, and nothing happens.
Okay.
When we first moved into this neighborhood, when we first moved into
I
this
do too,
neighborhood,
and I didn't have to marry a white woman to do it.
Okay.
actually,
stop it.
Actually,
Okay, that's
listen,
foul. That's foul because that's not what we're talking
no,
about.
it's,
The man
it's fine.
He's the one that brought up his white wife.
It's fine.
Not me.
We can get to that in a minute.
No, absolutely not. Uncle Jeff.
Can y'all let me finish?
You brought it up. I'm gonna keep going. Nope, I'm gonna keep going. Tell us more about your white wife.
First things first, I bought my house. My white woman didn't. I bought it. First things first. But anyways, back to the point. When I first moved into this neighborhood, I accidentally left the garage door open. Now, we were still moving our crap from our old house. I left the garage door open to this house with a lot of our stuff in here. Came back the next morning, realized I left the garage door open and the inner door to the house open. Came in, all our stuff was still here. Okay? All of it.
Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what point you're making.
My point is
just bragging on your neighborhood.
No, what I was talking
That's all
about.
he's been doing since he's been here.
Let him brag.
That's all he's done since he's been here.
I'm not. I'm not bragging about my neighborhood. I was talking about a point that you guys keep making about women shouldn't go out after a certain time. And I'm talking about the fact that black neighborhoods have set themselves up in a way to where you can't go out after a certain hour. So I was responding to something y'all were saying.
And you've answered your own question. That's what I was waiting on.
But I wasn't
your
finished.
own question. Doesn't matter. I have to stop you where you contradict yourself.
I said here quiet for 40 minutes and didn't say a damn word.
You should be quiet for a little further.
I said here for 40 minutes and didn't say a word.
Brother. You said, why do black people not go outside in their neighborhood?
If you
then you answered your own question. Because black people have set their
don't agree with this black bullshit, you get cut off. That's all it is to it. If you're not pro-black, you don't get cut off. As simple as that.
Can we move on to Mr. He said?
Well, I didn't even get to finish because everybody on the panel cut me off.
I was trying to hear that question though.
I didn't even get to finish, so don't worry about it.
The question
Great. Can we move on to Mr. He said?
It don't matter. It don't matter. Listen, because I'm married to a white woman, my opinion don't matter.
I don't have a problem with that.
That's all it is to it.
No, it isn't. It's not your white woman. It's
So I just want y'all to look at the marquee at the bottom, and it says, "Are black men inherently violent?"
I was trying
y'all
to
are making me look very bad right now. All right, so we're gonna tone it down just a little bit. And who hasn't answered the question?
I didn't. I got cut off.
I got you.
You know what, ladies? The men are speaking. If y'all don't stop. All right.
I've said it many times.
The man who was speaking was me. I got cut off by everybody on the panel after sitting quietly for 40 minutes.
Because you have no credibility.
But let him finish.
Let him finish.
Let him finish.
All right.
Hey.
Wrap it up.
Hey, Trey.
Let him finish, man.
Let him man talk,
I don't have no problem with your wife.
Go ahead, man. Come on, Mr. Atheist.
Go ahead, man. Bro.
Go.
I got a problem.
I'm letting everybody get it out before I talk.
No, go ahead, bro.
Y'all ready? Okay.
I got a problem.
I'll answer
Trey's always going to talk. Go ahead and talk.
I will answer the question
always
directly.
cut you off. Go ahead and talk.
I got a huge problem.
Go.
I'm trying to answer the question. Forget all the rest of this. The answer is very simple. Are black men inherently violent? No, niggas are. There's a difference between black men and niggas. There's always been a difference.
Know.
And the fact of the matter is,
you would know. You shot up.
The fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is,
let him finish.
A lot of normal everyday black people hang around niggas because they want the excitement of hanging around niggas, but they don't want the bullshit that comes with hanging around niggas. I know a lot of people who are not thugs, they're not criminals, they're not troublemakers, but they hang around those kinds of people because they like that excitement, that drama, that bullshit. That's also why a lot of black women date those dudes because they like the drama, they like the bullshit, they like the thuggetry. And that's just the way it is. That is part of the problem. People like engaging with that bullshit, but 6% of the population, that's black men, are responsible for 53% of the violent crime in most cities and states. And it's because niggas are gonna be niggas. And black people need to separate themselves from niggas.
Definition of that word, please.
Got it. No,
you want me to give you the definition? The definition is very simple. The same Pookies and Ray Rays that y'all talk about all the time, the pants sagging, the gun toting, drug selling, baby mama creating niggas. Those are the ones I'm talking about.
Those are not niggas, brother.
Those are niggas.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Those are niggas.
I tell you what. Let's move on. But can I say this? I would love you. I invite you this Wednesday. We're gonna go and make my show about that. 7 o'clock.
No, you don't have to wait.
Let's talk about
put them on 5 things. Put them on 5 things right now.
And why it doesn't apply and how it outlines your own personal ignorance about your own people.
No, you're not my people.
Atheist,
That's another thing. Don't get it twisted. Black people are not my people.
That's the problem.
We're not together just because we have the same skin color.
Let's say those people.
Skin color don't mean we're together.
Absolutely,
because if we were, black people wouldn't be killing each other the way they do.
I apologize.
Black people wouldn't be murdering each other the way they do if skin color mattered.
Can I apologize for putting myself together with you in the fashion that if I saw you in a fight with a white man that I would jump in? I apologize for that. I apologize for thinking that because your color is my color, that when I see you, automatically I should give you the benefit of the doubt and trade with you. I won't do that since you and I are different.
Nah, y'all want to let them talk.
That's called.
Y'all want to
That's
let them talk.
This how the women do you too,
That's
Uncle
what
Joe.
you said, so fine.
That's called.
I don't mean, like I said,
status.
another time, brother. Another time, I would be more than happy to eviscerate.
Well, look, people calling me Uncle Ruckus. I don't care. You can call me Tom. You can call me all of that. But the facts are the facts.
I'll never call you out your name.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the people in the chat. I'm not talking about you.
I'm talking to you, man to man. I'm never gonna call you
out.
No,
listen. You've
already made it clear that you and
I don't believe that just because people are the same color, that means they're automatically on the same page with each other. It just don't matter. Because
I'm gonna tell you who it does matter to. I'm gonna tell you who it does matter to.
It matters to
the
white
people who the FBI said that the police is full of white supremacists. It matters to the skinheads. It matters to those behind the scope. Those niggas that you call them.
Yep.
When they get ready to shoot, they will shoot your ass too. But good. Keep yourself over there. For when we have this nigga conversation, we can have it outside of that, brother. We can have it. I have spoken to dozens of men like you. I don't think you've ever spoken to anyone like me. We will
actually, I have.
Later. I don't think so.
Yeah, I have. Believe me,
think so,
I have.
I don't think so.
I have.
Okay.
I've done it a bunch of times.
We'll see.
And it doesn't change.
You'll need it.
It doesn't change.
I'm done with you.
It doesn't change facts, and it doesn't change numbers. And the fact of the matter is this.
Let's move on.
Hold on, Uncle Joe. Hold on, Uncle Joe.
It doesn't change the fact that there is an exceedingly high level of violence amongst black men smoking each other. You don't even need white people to kill us, because more black men have killed each other this year
than all
police shootings combined over the past 5 years.
It's like a retarded child having a tantrum. Just let him run.
I'm retarded because I'm saying facts. Okay. You're an emotional ass black man screaming and hollering like a woman, but I'm retarded because I'm speaking facts.
Who's the next fan?
No, you're retarded because you asked for that.
Got it.
Let's move on to the next
more black men have killed black men than white police officers have killed black men, but I'm wrong.
Yes, you're wrong.
Okay. What's next for the question?
Take a nice visit to Chicago and ask them niggas.
I'm from Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago on 60th and Damon.
And who's the next man up?
We're doing $5 for a 1 minute mute. Don't leave, black man. Black. A $5 super chat muted you for 1 minute. So
how about Mr. He says C got to go next. Somebody got to go next.
So you got 45 seconds. Just hold on. All right. Damn.
All right. I got you. It's me. Are black men inherently violent? My answer is no.
Put him in the middle.
And I say no because I think they suffer from Stockholm syndrome, kind of like what the panel is kind of displaying right now. And I'm gonna run through it real quick. Like I mentioned about the women shapeshifters, like, we can't agree. The chat, like brother man right here, when the chat was agreeing with him, he was fine. He was like, yeah, the chat agrees with me. Like, look. And then when they disagree with him, he's like, I don't care about the chat. And that's exactly the characteristics that women display. Modern women, I'm sorry, we don't want to say all. I never say all. Modern women, black and white alike, and that's where we learn this behavior from. This Stockholm syndrome is from them. They are inherently violent. No one in history has got along with them ever. If you don't believe me, check the books. But look at what we're doing. The young ladies have displayed it all panel. Every argument we've used in the last 2 years, they use now against us. Stockholm syndrome. Men aren't accountable. Men don't listen. They don't hold other men accountable. This is the same stuff we talked about women 2 years ago. And this is why we can't get to talking about the men, because women keep saying, move along, move along. And that's not the type of men we are. We keep it in neutral now. And that's why we've been here for 2 years talking about this, because like the gentleman said, no one's ever been humble enough to say, you know what, maybe you're right. Maybe I can correct some of my sisters. And that's why I wave my flag for my wife, Shame Sunday, every Sunday, because we don't shame behavior. We don't shame people, we shame behaviors. And like I said, you know, we learn this from white people, man. So like we're doing right now, anything to stop the convo, the back and forth, what do nigga mean to you? All of this we learn from girls. All of this is arguments that we have accosted and adopted as characteristics of what we've been shown by America, by modern women, by the alphabet community, because it's opportunistic. Remember, I said the shapeshifters, they scrolls. It's way more opportunistic to be a woman. They get to say what they want. They get to say what men should do. They get to dictate the relationship. They get to dictate the baby. They get to dictate the family. They get to never be the scapegoat. And when things go wrong, I blame it on the men. So that's why women want to be women. Men want to be women.
You better finish, man.
I'm gonna land my plan. I'm done. I'm finished.
Nah,
I'm finished.
man, just finish. All right. Who else got that?
No, keep talking. That was my wife. Go ahead.
Well, you know, listen.
Trigger,
man, can I go?
Go ahead.
Yeah, listen. You know, I don't think black men are any more inherently violent than anybody else. Our problem is that we live in a culture where a statistically significant amount of us are. Right? And we can't deny that because it's all around us, right? But I would not say that that's the majority of black men. It's not, but it's enough to make a difference. And that's what, and we can only work on it but so much, right? We have a problem that we can't fix from where we are because it's a lot broader than that. And maybe we could attack pieces of it and get back to what we need to do. And we understand that one of the corrections for this seems to be too hard for the whole Western culture. That means we got to bring back families. Families, intact families where a man's in the house. That starts to curb the situation. You have responsible people building responsible communities. Now, just when you say that at that top level, then there's layers to it and there's piece parts to make that happen. But we got to change laws. We gotta change a lot of laws. We gotta take away programs. We gotta put people in a position where they have to do the right things because there's no safety nets when you do the bad things. And that's a lot of goddamn work that we have to do to start to build a community again or a new community because the old one is dead.
Mr. Penn, we got a war going on in the back chat. Can they come in the front chat, please?
Well, that's
I don't have the back chat. Can they come in the front
chat? I don't have the control of that. Trigger Mike still has the control of that.
Trigger Mike, can they come in the front chat? We've got a big fight in the back chat.
Well, so let me finish my thing. Let me tell you. Let me just land it there. I think that I don't believe that black men are any more violent than anybody else. However, in our United States and in our inner cities, we cannot deny that there's enough black men who are violent that change the whole scope of things, whether they're the initial people responsible for it or not. We see it all around us, so we got to stop denying it because we can never fix it if we can't really even accept that piece of it, right? So, yeah, I'll land it there.
Let me answer.
All right, go ahead.
My question is: this woman who wanted men to intervene, and had the men intervened, and the attacker had become violent, would she had want the men to not be violent in return? We have this issue where we want to talk about violence and not acting like the violence depends on how you enact the violence. Somebody comes into your home, they're not supposed to be there, you're going to take a violent act to rid them of your home. So are black men inherently violent? Yes. But are all men violent? Depends on how you use the violence. If you are purposely going out into the world to cause harm, to destroy neighborhoods, to be destructive, to hurt people, that's a different type of violence. The type of violence I had to use was to protect people. So it just depends on what type of violence you're choosing to use. But are black men inherently violent? Yes.
All right, anybody didn't go on this? All right, let me get this super chat out of the way. My man Big Ant $10 says, I don't care that you're married to a white woman or care about you, but it's the fact that you keep bringing it up that is alarming. You still don't have fortitude.
I wasn't the one bringing it up. They were when I was trying to fucking talk. They kept cutting me off saying, bro, you're a white woman. I was trying to make a whole nother fucking point. And they kept bringing it up.
It's foul.
They kept saying it. So listen, I don't give a shit about all of that. The facts are the facts. We know where the violence is. We know where the thuggetry is. We know where the baby mamas are. We know where all the problems are. If we want to sit here and do the what's in your wallet, the victim card thing, if we want to keep doing that, that's fine. The problem is when we keep down this victim road where it's the white man's fault, it's society's fault, it's white rednecks that taught us all of this, it's the government, it's Donald Trump, Barack Obama didn't do enough for us. If we keep on doing this instead of taking some actual responsibility for our own behaviors in our own communities, it's going to just continue in perpetuity. You know, the fact here's the fact about me that y'all don't know. I have sole custody of my children. I'm one of the few black men that went to court, fought for my kids, and got them. I have custody. My wife is not their original mom. I went and got my kids from their mom because she was a ratchet ass white girl. See, that's why I didn't say black or white. I said ratchet women are the problem, and white ones can be ratchet. And black ones can be ratchet. Latino ones can be ratchet. I've even seen some Asian girls that are ratchet.
I gotta hold you accountable now. No. You changed it. No, you said black women. No. You said black women for more than 2 hours.
I said I personally stopped dating black women 25 years ago. That's not the same thing as me calling women ratchet. It's not the same thing. I personally made the choice to stop dating black women. But
you had two ratchet. You had a ratchet white woman, and that your first wife was a ratchet white woman. And you said that all black women are ratchet.
Y'all didn't give me a chance.
So you have one ratchet white woman and all black ratchet.
Y'all didn't give me a chance.
Man, bro, you just lost me.
Stop me out.
I think we've heard it now.
You think
so now
we
know your flavor
is
ratchet.
My flavor is white or Asian.
No,
his flavor.
No,
your flavor is ratchet.
No. His flavor is ratchet white.
Do you understand, brother? If you're a lion and your ex is a hyena, you just got together with her and made some hyenas.
My current wife doesn't do any of that. She don't even use social media.
I'm not talking about your current wife. I'm talking about the one you made a baby with and said, you know what, I'm going to make another one. I'm talking about her.
Yeah, and that's why I have custody of my children because
when did you find out she was ratchet? When did you find out she was ratchet?
I'm talking about your taste for ratchet and how black women being foul is in your mouth.
Let me answer this guy's question real quick instead of doing it back and forth.
Yeah, that's
what's
what
your question again?
When did you find out that?
You don't want to have a conversation.
Uncle Jeff, Uncle Jeff, chill. Uncle Jeff,
yeah, Uncle Jeff, chill. Let me answer the man's question.
My uncle, cool. My uncle.
Ask your question again, sir. Yes. What was your question?
When did you find out that your ex-wife was ratchet?
She wasn't my ex-wife; she's an ex-girlfriend. But she started her ratchet behavior about 3 years into the relationship.
How many kids? How many kids in 3 years?
Actually, we didn't have. We had one child in that time period, and then we had another one. But that all the ratchetness started after. My boys are really close together in age. The ratchetness started after the second son was born. Like she was doing all the typical country white girl stuff. She wasn't being a problem. She wasn't in the street. She wasn't doing none of that.
Oh, you didn't vet properly.
But then after my sons were born is when her behavior started to shift.
So you
and then eventually, I said, all right, you know what? Enough of this. I said,
No,
I'm
I
not
got
gonna
a
deal with
question
this
for you.
bullshit.
HS
I
man.
left.
Let me ask you.
Bruh,
Let
this
me ask you a
isn't your
question.
therapy
Let,
session.
let me
I want
ask
to
you a
hear about
I
question.
your
know,
family,
right? Why
bro.
you talking
HS.
about
Go
this
sit
No, no,
in
no, no, no,
class.
no, no, no.
Oh my
HS.
God.
I got a question. I got a question. I got a question for you, HS. When you found out she was Rachel, right?
Yep.
What was your contribution? Because she was a good girl before she
Yep.
became Rachel. So what
Oh
did you do
shit.
that led her to be Rachel?
I worked every day. I didn't contribute to it. It was social media that contributed to it. She was on the.
Bullshit.
She
She was
started getting
always
on the
ratchet, and
internet.
you knew it.
She started getting on. Dude, listen. Would you shut up? First of all, you don't know shit
No,
about
because
me.
you're a hypocrite. You're a
I'm
hypocrite,
not a
and you're
hypocrite.
sitting.
You're
You're
no.
sitting here
What
with
you
your
are is a
therapy
big.
session,
Well,
and
no.
nobody
What you
cares.
are
Stop
is a
telling
big
us
mouth
about your
nigga.
life.
Bring her
Nobody
right
What
gives a
you
food
fuck
are is
about
a
your
big
life,
mouth
bruh.
nigga. You're
Nobody
exactly
cares.
what we're trying to get
Nobody
away
cares,
from.
bruh.
You're
Nobody cares.
exactly what our community needs to get away from. A big mouth nigga that hides his face. Shut up, coward.
I don't need, bruh. I don't hide my face. You just can't see it
Shut
today.
up, coward. Nobody has
You're a
time.
hypocrite.
People like you are
You
why
got with
black
you got
folks
with
are
a ratchet
behind.
woman, and you're telling men not
People
to get with
like
a
you are
ratchet
why
get with
black folks
ratchet
are
women.
behind
Why
because
shouldn't
you
they get with
constantly
ratchet
blame
women? You did
everything
it.
on white
You
people.
did it.
Let me guess.
You
Donald
did it.
Trump stopped you
No,
from getting
no,
your
no,
You
no, no,
did
welfare.
no,
it.
bro. You
You
can't
got
do
with a
that. It's
Donald
ratchet
not
Trump
woman.
people
stopped
Not
you
like
one
from getting your
you.
woman do
welfare,
it.
No,
didn't
you
he?
can't
Not
say
one.
that
Not only
because
Did
one.
you
Donald
got
Trump
you
cut
got
off
One
your
with a
baby with her.
trans
welfare?
white woman.
You had more than
Did
one baby with
Donald
her.
listen? Did
Do
Donald Trump cut off your welfare? Is that why you
Sir, I've
mad?
never been on welfare
Okay.
a day in
Did
my
he
life.
cut
As a
off
matter
your
of fact, I
food
retired
stamps?
at 35 years
Is it
old.
all right
Dude,
if I
I
talk
don't want to hear
now?
none of that
Is it
nonsense.
all right if
Every
I
dude
ask
that
a
come on here
question?
claim to be rich. Shut
Is
up.
it all right if
I
I
didn't
have a
say I was
question?
rich. I
I
said
have a
I was
question.
retired. There's a
Brother
difference.
Yes,
Atheist.
Listen, you need to
what you
listen,
say,
Brother
Uncle?
Atheist, I
goofball.
I'm
have
not
a
listening
Goofball.
to
question.
this
Listen,
nigga.
goofy. Listen,
Come on,
I'm
goofy.
brother
not listening
Trey.
Listen,
to this
goofy.
Trey, I
You
nigga.
don't
You
got
listen.
talking
you.
shit
I
to me
You
because
got
don't
you,
I
listen.
got
Trey,
here.
I
if
don't
you
need your
let
help,
me.
Uncle Jeff. I don't need your help.
I don't
Goofy, you
need
don't
your help
listen.
either,
You don't
Raggedy
listen,
nigga.
goofy.
Uncle Jeff, what
Goofball,
was your
listen.
point, sir? I ain't
Here's
listening
your
to this
issue.
nigga.
Let me tell you what your issue
I'm
is, and men like
Listen,
you.
emotional
You
black
think
man, get lost. I ain't
that
talking to
because you
you
married a
anymore.
white woman that you are somehow better than the rest of
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
are
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
You are actually the
Everything I
worst scum
own,
of
I
the
built
earth.
myself,
You are the
sir. All
worst
my
scum of
money is
the
mine.
earth.
as
And
is
what you need
me
to be
too.
working on
Me
is getting
too.
your A1C and your blood
Everything
pressure
I
down.
have
But
is
you
mine.
instead
My
you choose
woman
not to do
married
that.
into my
You
money.
decide to come on here and talk about your white wife, which we don't give a shit about. We
Y'all
don't
kept
care.
bringing up. I'm
You need
just
a
Okay,
asking
therapy
a
Trey.
session.
simple
Go
Trey,
lay
do
down
you
question.
on the
have
white
any
woman's
other
couch.
points to make,
Go
brother?
lay down
I'm
on the
just
white
trying.
woman's couch.
Do you?
Because that's
Okay.
where you need to be.
All
Yeah,
right.
okay.
All right, we get it. You don't
This is
like the
my
fact you
house,
don't like
sir.
him. You don't like the fact that his wife is white. I get it.
Exactly.
All right.
No,
And I
That's the only
Uncle
point he
Jeff.
got.
Uncle Jeff.
That's the
I
only
have no
point he got
problems
is
with
that
his
I'm with a
wife being
white
white.
woman.
okay,
I
hold
have no
on. Let him
issues with
make his
his wife
point,
being white.
Atheist. Hold
I
on.
have an issue with the fact that he's arrogant
Typical
about it and he
nigga.
thinks that he's better because he married a white
I
woman.
never
That's
once
what I
Got
have
said
it.
an
I
issue
was
with.
Got it.
better.
We all got it. Could I please ask this question?
Okay, I just got one question. Did I one time in this conversation say I was better than anybody?
No, you
Never.
didn't. No,
Not
come on,
once.
Trey. Please do not respond to that, please.
Not once.
I have a
No, but
very,
you implied it
very.
and you inferred it by mentioning it
Oh
Oh
more
God.
than
my
one
God, I didn't
Okay.
occasion.
infer nothing.
My white wife.
I
I
simply
married a white
told
woman.
my
My white
fucking
wife.
backstory
Is this?
because I'm
Are we
brand
What
new
do
really
to
you
this
mean
gonna
your white
show.
argue
wife?
about a
That's what
white
I got to
woman
say
right
about
now?
it.
But you was telling
Trey,
us what
please.
it had to deal
Wow.
with the black
Hey,
women, though.
Okay.
I
Go ahead,
have a
Okay.
Jeff. Ask your
question.
question.
I
I
have a
inferred
very
it.
valid question. Let's go back to welfare, Mad Black
I
Atheist.
inferred it. Yeah, go
I
ahead, sir.
hear I hear a lot of brothers who think like you think bring up the subject of welfare.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell me what demographic takes the most welfare from the nation?
White people.
Yes. So do you understand the irony in throwing the term welfare at anybody black when you get upset when you're
Mm-hmm.
married to someone someone white.
I understand it completely.
Okay.
It's called being insulting.
Okay,
I was being insulting on purpose.
that. But the earmark of being insulting is using terms that don't aim back at you. Whenever you use the term welfare and you're discussing black people derogatorily, it is too easy for them to say that this country is full of backwards, inbred, banjo picking, barefoot, country fuck trailer trash that are the color of your wife that are on welfare. That there is no social program that black people have ever been first in. Social programs have always been put together to help ignorant white people and mostly broke-ass white women. That is what the social programs are for. So in the future, when you discuss derogatory comments about black people, you might either want to lead with those statistics or leave welfare out of it. That's the only point I'm making.
All right, we got a 3-minute mute on like a 4-minute mute on NBA. I got a $10 cash app to mute you.
I'll just leave. If they're gonna keep doing that shit, I'll roll out. It's good.
That ain't the worst idea in the world.
No, they're gonna always
spend
do
a
it.
lot of time on
They're
your
always
side.
gonna do it, bro. Don't take it personally.
Hey,
They
man,
do it to everybody.
Nah, it's cool.
No,
Listen,
don't
you want to hear
leave.
from me? I
Don't
don't
run
stay
away.
where I'm not
You already
welcome.
ran away from the
I don't
question.
stay where I'm not welcome.
No, honestly,
You're not gonna.
I gotta go do my own stream on Rumble anyway, so it's fine. It's cool.
I will tell y'all this though. I do enjoy the contrary opinion. I do.
Yeah.
So do I. So do I. It's me.
No, I got no hate up here for anybody. The problem that I've seen with this panel is that there's this anti-whiteness thing on a few, not everybody. A couple of y'all have this anti-white thing, and because of that, you immediately ignored very valid points that I made. And some of y'all even agree with those
what the
points.
hell are you talking about?
And
What are you talking about white people have been anti-everybody, man. White people have been anti-black market. White people have been anti-black business. White people have been anti. Man, what are you talking about? White people have been anti-business. They can't even allow any country to do business. What are you talking about? They're two bad leaders in our
Please send me
country.
a link.
Come on, man.
If you ever feel like it, if you
Let me
ever
respond
feel like
because
having a
he's talking about
conversation
me.
with a black man who is pro-black, B1, black first, black to the fucking bone, that will have these conversations with you, will not condemn you from being married to a white woman, and will speak on the
Who's condemning him?
Okay, let me use another word. Let me leave that blank, Trey, and you can put in there whatever you like. If you'd like to have a conversation with a black man who is not blank about the fact that you are married to a white woman and who will stick to just the topics you bring up, because you bring up meaty topics that are easy to eat up if anybody just reads other than and listens to other than sound bites, I would love to have that conversation with you. If you'd like to have it on your Rumble, drop a link, partner. I'll come over there.
I just put the link to my Rumble. I just put the link to my Rumble in the private chat. Go check it out. I haven't set up my new one yet, but just send me an email, madblackatheist@outlook.com. I'll find a way to have a conversation with you live on there.
I thought you said you was on your way
I'm
to do the show.
gonna come rock with you. I'm gonna come rock with you.
I haven't set it up yet. I haven't set up the stream yet. I'm getting ready.
So you ain't on your way to do the show?
Yes, I am. When I leave here, I'm setting it up and starting it. I have to leave here first to set it up. I'm setting up the stream as soon as I leave here.
Put your email in, bro. I'll hit you up.
Just real quick, let me read what the Cash App said. This was Jeff. Let Jeff speak out west 290 Chicago-ish. What does that mean? I don't know.
He said 290 is a freeway in Chicago. That's 290 shit.
That's
people
a
love to bring up the city Chicago like don't nobody live there and nobody has an actual true. You know how many niggas that try to tell me about Chicago? It's hilarious.
Okay.
So yeah, 290 shit.
I just want to say, Trigger. Let me address something real quick. I have no issues with white people. I have no issues with him being married to a white woman. I believe you could marry whoever the hell you want to marry, personally. I've been in the trenches with white men when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan. I have no issues with white people at all. At all. I do, however, have an issue with black men who take an arrogant stance when they are in interracial relationships as if they are above and or better than us. You
Never
are
said
not.
that.
You didn't have to. Your posture, your demeanor, your inflection in your tone, the way you talk.
Actually, you do have to say that.
The way you
That's
don't.
all evident.
The way you don't.
You do have to say that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
You don't get to tell that man how he see you.
When you started talking,
that is how he don't get to tell me how he see me. It goes both ways.
I am telling you right now, that is the perception.
Goes both ways.
The perception is you think that you're better than black.
No, it doesn't. It only goes your way because it only applies to you right now.
Of course.
There are some things that only apply to you in the moment, brother atheist, and this is one of them.
Look, the only reason I brought up anything about myself is because I was brand new to the panel and I was explaining who and what I am, and then that was the last time I brought it up.
Bullshit.
And after that
But
point,
why was that?
here.
But question. Let me say something real quick.
Hang on.
Black atheist.
You also
I was
started
thinking that long.
with
he
how
kept
you
bringing it up after I did it once.
Got it.
He kept
Got
saying
it.
it over and
All right,
over and
let's
over
go
again.
back. Let's go back to the beginning. When you first came on, you started with how ratchet black women were, and we shouldn't be dating them.
That's right.
Your
No,
entire
that's not what
stance.
I said.
Okay,
That's
what did he
what you
say?
said.
What did he say?
That's what you
I
said.
said
Hold on
if
one
you
second.
guys
I ain't
have
said
so
nothing in a
many
hot
fucking
ass minute.
problems
Hold
with
on.
black women,
This is my
stop dating
question.
them.
This is my question. This is my question. Mad Black Atheist. What happened was you came on with the
And
white
told the truth.
woman. Well, listen, but you was waving it like a badge of honor.
No, I
That's
didn't. I
how.
mentioned
That's
it
how.
one fucking time.
But
Okay,
why
but
didn't you listen?
okay.
Why
Have
didn't
you
you
listened
mention?
to how
Listen.
this man?
Hold
Hold on, brother
Why didn't
Spark.
you?
Hold on, brother
I'm
Spark. Please,
talking. I ain't
please,
said
please,
nothing in a
please,
minute.
please, brother.
You're
Here's
a
your
nigga.
problem right here, black atheist. Here's his brother King Spark. That dude, when I see him come in here, sharp commentary, funny shit to say, cool point of view. This brother cannot tell you what it is. He is telling you what it looks like to him, and you are denying him his view. Let him tell you his view and deal with that.
Perceptions are not reality.
Exactly. So let him give you
hold
his perception so you can give him reality and stop interrupting the man when he's trying to tell you what he sees.
So look what happened, right? That's how you came in, right? You was, that was your first point. You could have told us you was a goddamn firefighter. You could have told us you lived in such and such city. You could have told us, you could have introduced yourself in many different ways, but you chose to introduce yourself by saying, by telling us that you have divested from the black community, the black women, and how it's so wonderful to be with a white woman, and that if we would have any sense, we would stop dealing with these black women and get on your train. That is what I heard when you came on. I never met you. I had never met you a day in my life, brother, and I wouldn't put nothing on you just to put something on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Now, can I answer what I actually said?
Sure.
I said, if you black men want to sit on here and bitch about ratchet black women all day long, then leave them the hell alone. I didn't say just leave black women alone. I said, if you want to spend all day bitching about them, then you need to just leave them alone. See, y'all are leaving out pertinent points of what I said. I didn't just come in here and say, fuck all black women. I didn't come in here and say, leave all black women. I said, if you have such a problem with them, then maybe you ought to leave them alone.
But I'm glad you said that. Hold on. I ain't said that in a minute. Hold on. Let me respond to that. That's exactly I get exactly what you're saying, but what you don't understand
I'm
gonna let you know about the space that you're in, right? We love black women, okay? So we can't live with them, can't live without them. So we gonna argue their ass down to the end of time because we not moving away from their ass.
Yes.
We not moving away from it. We gonna try to drill it in their goddamn skull as best as we can to try to win 1-2 over as many as we can win over mentally to let them know we are out here. We ain't going nowhere.
So basically what you're saying is you're signing up for a dog chasing his tail.
No, but this is what you said.
And you hope that the dog actually catches his tail at one point.
Respect for
three black women.
No, this is what you said. You said you only have respect for 3 black women. Your mother, this is what he said. He said his mom, his sister, and his daughter. Those are the only 3 black women he has respect for. That's what he
I
said.
don't have a daughter. I did not say daughter. I said my mom and my 2 sisters.
And your 2 sisters. I remember it's 3 women.
I don't have a daughter, sir.
But that means you said that every other black woman.
Let's get back to the dog chasing the tail.
You don't have respect for.
What? Okay. Before let me preface this. I've been with my wife for 13 years. She's a black woman. My house is peaceful. My house is clean. It's respectful. My wife is a very respectful sister. I'll just say, go over on Facebook. I'm not scraping the bottom of the barrel with how she looked. So I need that chasing your tail metaphor explained. The one that you just spit out about dealing with white women, black women. And I can't tell you, I could be wrong, but it sounds like what you're getting at is that metaphorically, to date a black woman at all, you're chasing your tail. And I need you to explain that.
Well, I was responding
to use the word ratchet either. Hold on. God damn. No, ain't no goddamn nothing. You interrupt too. Don't sit there and act like you don't interrupt. You interrupt too. You didn't use the word ratchet. I want to be
y'all all some interrupting ass
the word
niggas.
Trey,
Go ahead.
Trey, I only try to interrupt to bring some peace and order or bring things in a straight line, brother.
And most importantly,
I like to have my turn when I want to insult a nigga. I don't
Let
like
this
to
man marry this white man.
Hey,
Why
look,
y'all
look,
mad
check
at this
this
man
out,
for having a
check this
white
out.
wife, man?
We are not at all. But listen, what we do
Well,
like
I was
to
gonna
do-
answer.
All these black
I
women,
was gonna.
all these black women be online talking shit about black men. They talk shit about black men day in and day out, and y'all don't say shit about it. Let this man be married, be happy with his white woman.
He can do that. Hey,
Fuck
look,
up
check
out of
this
here,
out.
man.
He can do that. But what happens
Can
is,
I answer your question
we
about
know
the
it's
dog
ratchet
chasing
black
his
women.
tail?
That's
in
a
this
fact.
space,
Hey man, go
in
set
this
your
space
shit
right
up. We
here.
ain't gonna get it done in here. It's too many
Well,
niggas that's
I was
mad
gonna
at you.
answer your question about the dog
I
chasing
would
his
love
tail.
to hear it, but it's not gonna happen. There's too many niggas that's hot at you in
Hey,
here
look,
right now.
what happens?
So
What
set
happens
your
is,
shit up and we'll have that conversation.
Hey, Mike.
I'm through.
Hey, Mike, let me say this. What happens is in this space is
Hating on
that
this man,
we
he was
like
just
to
no funny.
interrupt. What happens is that more times than not, we can't help it, but we like to interrupt that bullshit when we hit. You know what I'm saying? When you come with the bullshit, we want to jump all over that.
Come on, King.
Well, I was
9 times
responding
out
to
of
something
10.
you said, King Spark, when you
No, I'm
said
just
that.
no. I
When
was
you
saying in
said
general.
you said that y'all gonna keep going at black women until y'all can get one or two of them to come over to y'all side, and then
That's
I
right.
said
We
right
got
after
to.
that, it sounds like a dog chasing his tail, hoping that he catches it.
Why?
That's
Why does
what I
that sound
said.
like that? Why
That
does
was a
that? But that's
because
not what that means.
Yeah, let him explain that.
If I say
well,
I'm gonna reach down into the community to pull up a child, to pull up a brother, to pull up a woman, no matter who the hell I'm pulling up, right?
well, let me
We
ask you a
pulling
question
each other.
then.
If we pulling each other up, isn't it worth?
Let
That's
me
not
ask you
worth
a question.
anything.
Let me ask you one
And he
question, and
just
then I'm gonna
got
get
left
out of here.
scot-free for the chasing
Let me
tail.
ask you one question, and I'm gonna get my shit going. Okay, listen. Here's
Oh,
the
you
question.
got. So you about
Here's
to
the
run?
question. This is a very easy question for
Yes.
anybody to answer. All right. Let's say you got a barrel that's filled up with 50 snakes. 50
Yes.
snakes.
Yes.
Okay. 49 of them are poisonous.
Yes.
One of them is non-poisonous.
Yes.
How many times are you gonna stick your hand in there to grab the non-poisonous snake?
I'm not at all. I wouldn't at
I
all.
wouldn't stick my hand in
Thank
there at
you.
all.
Thank
Okay, now
you.
here's
That's
your
the
problem.
point.
Here's your problem. Here's
Listen,
your problem,
let me just say
atheist.
this.
Thank you.
Some would argue.
White women can be poisonous snakes too.
Thank
Some would
you.
argue. Some would argue that you stuck your hand in that white barrel and you grabbed that one
Absolutely, he
snake.
did.
Okay,
Some would argue that.
But that would be an unfair argument. That would be an unfair argument. Let's just take his metaphor and pick it the fuck apart. Before I would deal with a barrel with 50 snakes in it, I'd ask myself who owns the barrel.
It's a metaphor. It's not actually 50
and
snakes.
It's my turn. No. I'm dealing with.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I didn't bring up a barrel. I didn't bring up snakes. You did. So we're going to use your metaphor. It's just my turn. Before I would put my hand in a barrel with 50 snakes, I would ask myself, was it worth it? Before I would put my hand in a barrel with 50 snakes, I'd make sure I was a snake charmer if it meant that much to me. I'd give myself the antidote of positivity if it meant that much to me. So that's the difference between us, is that I don't consider dealing with my people or dealing with my women a barrel of snakes. And if I have to, I'll put a snake in my own bag to deal with these snakes, because these niggas that you talk about, unlike you, the ones you don't want, the ones you can't stand, the ones that's killing each other, the ones that misrepresent us and embarrass us to the world, I love them too, brother atheist. Maybe I didn't wear black socks to gym class and get my ass whooped by them. That could be a reason. I don't know. I don't know what it is that brings about where you are, and God bless where you are. But the people that you align yourself with, you might forget you black, but they don't.
Oh,
man, this ain't got nothing to do, man. Look, man, that man spoke the truth, man. That man spoke the truth. Y'all niggas.
The thing is, I stopped worrying about that. I stopped worrying about that a long time ago.
How else are you gonna sleep?
I stopped worrying about that a long time ago.
You have to stop
hating on
worrying
this
about it,
man with
brother.
his snow bunny,
You
man.
must stop worrying about it. It's too late.
All the white
You done
people
made
that I
kids
deal with,
them.
hold
You
on.
sleep next to them.
All the white
You
people that I
best
deal
stop
with
worrying
are
about it.
business partners.
You best
We're
stop
not
worrying about
friends.
it.
We don't hang
Y'all
out.
gonna
None
let
of
me
that.
read these super chats, goddammit. Y'all gonna let me read these super chats. All right. Moving on into the twilight. I'll let y'all get a lot of time there. Sherry Beckley, $20 says, Mad Black Atheist, you're anti-black. What are you
Yes,
talking
I
about?
am.
Anti-white.
That man ain't anti. That man found love.
The man is letting you know.
God
The man is
damn.
reading the chat. Let him read it.
I'm just agreeing with the lies. I'm just agreeing with it because there ain't no point in arguing with
Man,
y'all.
guys, let him read the super chat, bro.
James Anderson, $20
These
says
same women always talking about love is love, right? Fuck.
Yeah.
Apparently not when you're on a pro-black channel.
Hold on, James Anderson
Can you
got some
guys
smoke for
keep
y'all.
quiet, please?
He got some
Mute
smoke.
everybody,
He said,
Mike.
hold on. He said they support sports heroes and celebrities that keep a white woman around. Ooh. All right. Very unlikely. $5 says, we all know he have stated his views first, someone would have asked if he was married to a black or white woman because his opposing view. We got thinking people here, man. All right.
Maybe.
Yeah, people think I'm ending the show. I'm not ending the show. We got one more goddamn topic before I end the show. Let
Come on,
me
hit it, man. Come on with it.
All right, Didi, where you at? You've been chilling. You see all this masculine energy? You just left the woman in the corner. You see what you did?
Mr. Penn is good. Usually on fire.
Damn. All right.
So if I could dunk a basketball and make 50 million, would being with a white woman be okay then?
Usually
It would. Look, seriously,
Would it be okay then if I could throw a football 70 yards?
Love, man.
It would
love you love, bro. Love you love, bro. Black women be online every day shitting on black men and boosting that white man up. Ain't nothing wrong with nothing you doing, bro.
Look here. That's right, Walker.
Trigger.
And look here.
We gotta
If
stop.
you all right with the fact that your greens taste funny. That's good. Okay.
No, we need
you
Actually,
These black women shit
potato
black men
salad
every
with
day
raisins
boosting that
in
white
it.
man up.
Knock
Hey,
yourself
D,
out,
what are you saying about this bullshit? D,
I
what's
actually
your
don't eat
opinion?
that kind of stuff,
issue with
Uncle.
him being with
I
a
don't
white
eat that kind of
woman.
stuff, actually.
Why
You
y'all
don't
keep
eat
saying
greens?
No,
that?
They're good for
my
you.
mom. I go to my
Hey,
mom's
D,
for that
what's
stuff.
your
My woman
opinion?
don't cook that stuff.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
Why do
I'll
You
y'all
eat
gotta
it.
keep
go
She don't.
somewhere.
She don't
You
try
gotta
to
go
do soul
somewhere.
food. I will admit that. She don't even try. I go to
Hey,
mom's for
Walker,
that.
answer the question,
Yes.
Walker.
Can
Answer the
can
question,
y'all
Walker.
What's the question?
identify
What's
who
the
on the
question?
panel has a
Walker, answer
problem
the
with him
question.
being with a white woman?
Yeah,
Can't shit that
Who
you
has a
say.
problem with it?
a
No,
black
we
man
got to get
inherently
off the white woman.
a
You
black
love
man
white women.
I hope
inherently
You
she
love white
fine.
women.
I hope
No,
your
we got
wife fine.
another
All this
question.
trouble she done caused.
Ain't nothing
Oh,
wrong
you
with
Man,
setting
that.
very
me up, Uncle
unlikely
Jeff.
says.
You setting me up.
Hold
Now
on,
You
I
y'all.
caused a
gotta
whole
say,
bunch of trouble.
My
Look
man,
at me.
very unlikely
Yeah, I
says.
know. I
How
shouldn't even
long?
brought it up. Next time, I won't say shit about anything close to that shit.
Yeah, leave that
All
shit
right.
alone.
Yeah, fuck
Very
that. Cause
unlikely.
Fuck
my
that.
whole point got derailed because of who I'm with, and
Can
I
I
shouldn't have
finish,
brought it up.
all
Walker?
I know is he probably
I
hasn't had
openly admit
seasoned
I
food
shouldn't
in
even said
years.
shit about it. So fuck
Don't
it.
You
ever
know
bring
what?
it up again.
Hey, let
Now
him
I
say
Why
was
his
we
piece.
need
No,
to
no, no.
know?
I'm gonna bring it up. I'm just gonna do it on my stream, on my shit. Fuck that.
Please invite me. I'd love to talk to
He's
you.
he's upset because he hasn't had flavorful food in years.
Yeah, that's not true at
here
all.
you
That's
go.
not even
I mean,
remotely true.
That's a low blow.
I
God
mean,
damn.
My
it
mom
is.
is one of the best cooks on planet Earth, and I get any kind of
That's
soul
a
food
We
low
I
ain't talking
blow.
want.
about your wife. You don't
Yeah,
limit
Hold
your
on.
mom. You don't
We ain't
limit your
talking
mama
about your
house,
mama. We
nigga.
talking about
We
your
talking
wife.
about your wife.
yo,
No, my wife
ultimately,
don't
and
cook
that's
soul
me,
food. She
brother.
don't. She don't cook soul
Yo,
food.
for me, and
But here's something y'all
that's where
don't
I wave
know.
my flag. No,
I
let
cook soul
me
food. I
rock,
know how to
man,
cook.
black.
My mom taught me how to cook.
Okay,
I can
but
see you know how to cook, brother. I can see that from just looking
All right,
at you.
my
go ahead.
heart
Go
goes
Let
ahead.
out
Mr.
to you,
He
my
said
brother.
talk.
If I want
My
soul
heart
food, I cook it
goes out
myself.
to you only because I have no problem with who you love, who you married to. My thing is the reciprocity that is relationships, and again, like you said out your own mouth, she's not even willing to cook some type of food that associates with you, that associates with what you like. And it's that for me that when people don't show that reciprocity, that same concern, love, empathy, and even consideration and willingness, that's when the problem lies. But what I would say about what you guys were just talking about, and just to wrap it up wholeheartedly, is that I love black people. And I think that we definitely have room for correction, but ultimately, you know
this is an American problem. Like we've been talking about Western society, Western and modern. This is not, you know, just relegated and delegated to our community, to our individual surroundings. This is American. This is, you know, a collective problem. And, you know, I speak to the Stockholm syndrome because, you know, we learn from our parents. You know, I don't have a hatred for white people, a disdain or any of that, but I am a observant 50-year-old man. And with gangs in New York, with, again, anybody in history, I've learned from America, Elmer Fudd, Yosemite Sam, that, you know, the man with the gun gets to make the rules. The man with the gun gets to say how it goes. And I don't agree with the street mentality. I don't agree. I'm a sports person. I don't agree with the gangs. But again, you know, sir, you attributed that you were a part of the Crips as well. So, you know, sometimes we got to give the grace that's necessary. And that's what I came in the door saying. I give the grace to people that deserve the grace. I'm not going to try to differentiate. I'm not. And you know, the court of public opinion and perception is starting to be more important than truth. So when we start to say, you know, this is perception, this is how you guys received me, but that's not what I meant. That's the same thing the argument we have with modern women. We can't decipher what you meant. We can only take the words that you use, the experience that you spoke to, the analogies that you gave, the similes and the metaphors, and we use that in our argument because us as men, that's how we operate. So, you know, if we can give each other grace on these panels as men, I think we should, because it just gives, you know, the people in the chat and the ladies the ammunition to say, you know, you guys are supposed to be the leaders, so on and so forth. So I'll land my plane there. Thank you, gentlemen, for having me.
No, I came a long, hold on, I came a long ass way, okay? I started out on the streets of Miami. I was in the Crips. I was running with a Jamaican gang at one time. I ended up in jail several times, went to prison. And when I got out of prison, only thing that I learned, the only thing that matters is the most important asset that all of us have is our freedom. And when I had to live in that cage and I had lost my freedom, that's when my lights turned on. I was a dumbass kid. I mean, if you looked up my criminal record, you'd be like, how the hell is this dude even free right now? I done some fucked up shit in my life. But once I got out of prison, I realized I was following all of that Yo MTV Raps bullshit that I thought was cool. I was following all that stupid, that thug shit, gangster shit, all that. And I realized that the only thing that was going to happen is jail or death. And I made up in
all these mistakes that you made, right? All these mistakes that you made, right? That means you and the black woman you're talking about did some shitty stuff in your life, right?
Actually, I didn't mention black women because they had nothing to do with my crimes. I did it.
No, because
nigga talking about, man.
No, let me finish talking because you
put
just
myself in prison. I put myself in prison. Nobody else did it.
The reason why I'm saying this is this. The reason why I'm saying this is this. If you want us to give you grace and you deserve grace for what you've done, there are women out there that have done the same shit, right? You got to give them grace. So you can't just walk into a show from the beginning and then start tearing black women down right away. Whereas you know
what I would accept rather than grace? You know what I want more than grace? I want black folks to stop giving cover to the people in the community who keep the community down.
We don't do that.
I'm sorry, but you do. And a lot of people in this chat have been saying it. Even people on this panel have agreed. There are a lot of cover given to. There's a lot of
That's
cover
not true because you just coming to this show for the first time. You don't know what this show is about. Look at what the women are saying about us on this show.
Man, fuck them women, man. Damn, they hate black men. Why you care about a bunch of women who hate black men?
Make this man qualify.
That's what's wrong with you niggas.
Make this man qualify his words.
All right, let me get these super chats and then we'll get to the next question. Walker, you just getting here, so you're gonna go first. Just stay tuned for a second. Let me see which one of these. Very unlikely, $5. How one feels about others' races often tells you about their pockets. Yes, my wife and children are black. Sherry Beckley, $5. Appreciate it. Nobody said you couldn't marry someone outside of your race, but when you started to get impressed, you start calling black men the N-word and black women ratchet. No rebuttal. We're off this now. Let's get
Black
to the
women
next
do
one.
it all the time. I ain't trying to hear that bullshit.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
outta
Walker
here, man.
coming in hot. Walker coming in hot. All right.
These
Answer this question.
these are the biggest hypocrites on the planet, man. Everything that they do, they shame you for doing.
Damn.
They date white men and put the black man down, but they shame you for doing the exact same thing. That's why I stopped taking these women seriously online. They follow Cynthia G, but shame you for following Kevin Samuels. They follow a chick that says build a lesbian empire, but they get mad at you when you tell them that you don't like ratchet women. Shit is crazy. And then niggas let women like that bully them into submitting their power as men. This is why I don't hop on these panels like that. Because a lot of these niggas is hoes. They let women rule them. If you a man about your business, do what you got to do. Right? Fuck what they talking about.
And Walker, let's get to the next question.
Hold on. Walker.
My name is NBA, and I endorse this message. I approve this message.
But he's
Walker put the hammer down. I don't know what you're gonna say after that.
Okay, all right, Walker.
My name is NBA, and I approve this message.
Didi, I'm gonna let you get a rebuttal. I could feel your blood boiling from
It's just so
over here.
much
in Texas.
I was
looking for Didi.
I'm trying to hear that angry shit. Girl, stop trying to shame men. God damn.
Yeah, he's right on the last part. Man, let's go.
God damn.
Let me get this question.
I was trying to shame a black man. Shut the fuck up.
Go to Ghetto Gaggers and look at what those black women let white men do to them. Go watch.
Facts,
They let
man.
white men pee on them, spit on them, nut in their face, all of that.
The host is
Go
about
watch
to say
that.
something.
Whoa.
The host is
Y'all
about to
y'all
talk.
turned this into
Hey,
black
yo.
it came down
The
to
host
it.
is about to
The two black
talk.
women on this panel didn't even say anything.
All right,
Like
Didi,
These women hate black men, yo.
Let me
Didi,
get
go ahead.
for you.
the two black women that was on this panel being a
That's
Lord never said anything of that nature.
All right. Can we truly
Most
protect
black
our
women online hate black men. You see it every day.
Oh, that's David. What's up, man?
Hold on real quick. Didi, answer this question for me. Can we truly protect our women without restricting their freedom? You got the floor. Go ahead.
Huh? We're using the pump or using the Okay, you go wherever you want. I don't care. Is your brother up yet?
Can you put yourself on mute?
Hey, we don't interrupt daddies while they doing daddy business. All right, I muted them. Don't worry about it. You know daddy a real job.
Come on.
All right. What's your answer to the question?
Can
we
y'all truly protect women without restricting our freedom?
Without restricting your freedom. Yep.
Yeah.
How?
Be better people.
That makes no sense.
Okay.
All right,
I'm sure it doesn't. I'm sure.
Okay.
Always blame the man.
See, that's not fair to her. That's not fair to her.
This is fair. It's fair, Uncle Jeff. It's fair. Let me tell you why.
Not fair. It's not
I
fair.
thought long and hard about this, and I'm telling you, every time we have this particular issue on how it's men's fault, men need to take the forefront and authority, which I absolutely agree with, right? And I think about how I'm going to protect my own home. I'm telling you right now, there's absolutely no way for me to protect my wife, daughter, sisters, mother, etc., without restricting their freedom.
And I agree with you 300%. The approach that you took with the sister was unfair.
Talk to me.
I'd like to ask the sister one question. Name a republic, a community, a tribe, a military that keeps the people it is responsible for being safe for without restricting their freedom and with being good people. If you could give me an example of that anywhere in the future or anywhere in the past or anywhere in the present or anywhere you've heard of or read, I'd like to hear it.
Boom, doom, 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 doom.
That's fair. It's not fair. When somebody brings up a subject, make them qualify it. I need you to qualify, sister, if you are still here with us. A time, a place, an institution, a military situation, a home situation, a government, a republic, anywhere where someone has been given the responsibility of someone's safety and they do not restrict their freedom And they do it by being good people. If you're here and could give me that example, I'm waiting on it.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay,
boom.
now we done. Now it's dead.
Anybody
Now
got
it's
anything
dead.
else on this?
Oh, well, it's a bunch of us who may have an opinion on it, but I'm waiting on the sister.
The thing is this: the most people that have this opinion on the chat room, they just say shit on the chat room, but they can't come on camera. They cannot come on camera to talk. They cannot even show up to talk. But they're going to say all this crap. Let me say this. Let me just repeat what Uncle Jeff just said. Every country that provides security to anybody also provide restriction.
Come on.
No country on earth gives you security and take away restriction from you. It does not. United States. United States is one of the most restricted countries I've ever seen on earth. I've been to many countries, and I will tell you, most countries that I've been to, there is almost no restriction, but there is. Even in my own house, I can't even go to certain places. My dad doesn't give me didn't give me the authority to go there. Because if I try that shit, my ass is going to be whooped in my own house. You see what I'm saying? There is restriction everywhere. In fact, as much as you breathe through your nostril, there is restriction. I don't know why our women think that nobody can restrict you. They don't want to be controlled. They don't want to be told what to do. You just want to live a free life, hoping that you're going to be secured. You can never be secured and be free. It's not going to happen.
Just let them then. Let them find out the hard way.
That was
there you
kind
go.
of a bar. That was kind of a
Thank
bar.
you, man. Thank you for that answer.
I mean, it's really crazy that, you know, we act like we can't see it when it's indicative of where we live. And again, these first world problems we have. Why do I need my ID to get in here? Why do they gotta have alarms on here? Again, so many restrictions are put in place in the freest place in the world, and we'll say it. We supposed to be so free. And again, that's the plausible deniability that they use. They use these cards when it's opportunistic for them. But you know, like America, there is no freedom without restriction, without somebody being able to correct, curtail, constructively criticize, critique. And again, like I say, in my house that's filled with women, it's funny how when the compliments come, when the praises come, when the pats on the back and the high fives and the you go girls and the let's get it, those are received fine. But the minute some correction, constructive criticism, comments of concern, it's my tone. It's the words I used. And again, being a dad, I may have to double back sometimes and smooth things over, but it flies the way it fly. And again, like the Joker, fellas, you have to be willing to be a deleter. You have to delete being the bad guy, being the scapegoat, being the blame all. You have to be willing to be that guy. And in this house, the Harris house, I'm willing, because what I say is what I say. Because when we lose, I'm the one that's going to be blamed for the loss. No one passing on the street looks at the family sitting on the side of the road and say, maybe we should stop the car and ask her if she had 50% of the bills is why they out here on the street. No, they say that man got his family out here on the street, and that's a shame. Give them a couple of dollars. And you know, I land my plane right there, man. Again, thank y'all for having me. I love the conversation.
Well, we stopped calling them relationships and marriage and started calling them partnerships. That was the mistake right there.
That's a big mistake. Yep. And let me add real quick, because I haven't said much, you know, because this the very question I had a thing with my wife the other day. We've been married for a long time. I have a window that has a stop, so it can't open wide enough for anybody to crawl through.
Yeah.
And she takes the stop off and pushes it all the way up. I said, listen, if there's no breeze, if there's a breeze, you don't have to open it all the way, because it's whether it's open or not, you're going to get the breeze to come through. But I told her,
make the breeze stronger if it's lower.
Right. So I said, the stop is there so nobody could come through the back of our house without us knowing it, because that's why the stop is there, because you can't open the window wide enough. And she said, man, ain't nobody coming in here. I said, listen. She said, there's a bush in front of that. I said, that's exactly right. I said, because now nobody can even see the guy coming through because there's a bush there. And so I had to tell her, I said, listen, it's there for a reason. And the reason why I'm telling you about this is when you open that up and open the window, I had to close it because you forgot about it. She wanted to get a little upset. I said, listen, this is those are the safety precautions that came with the house. You can't override that and forget about it. So, so you have to kind of reinforce certain things, not just with your woman, but your kids and everybody else. Another man, I think most men who are responsible routinely understand that there's restrictions on what we can do in a greater sense of safety or regiment or whatever it is. We know how to take certain orders that make sense, right? And we understand some of the restrictions that go along with that. But women have a very difficult time doing that, especially the modern ones. And so we got to keep draining that shit into their heads now until some of them start to do that. So I think this was an appropriate question. You can't have freedom, unfettered freedom. It doesn't make any sense.
All right. Anybody else got anything on this?
I'm trying to go last.
It's clear, man. You can't even protect your dog unless you restrict it. You got to check.
That's true.
Look,
yeah, man.
Privilege,
I mean,
privilege is invisible to those who have it. Privilege is invisible to those who have it. The fact of the matter is, women have unlimited privileges nowadays. A lot of them can come online, and I was listening to this girl yesterday. She's just selling pictures of her feet, making $40,000 a month. Because women have all this money and freedom and girl power, they feel like they don't have to listen to men anymore. Like, there are videos where women are flat out saying, I make this much. I don't have to listen to you. But as soon as they get in trouble, as soon as they car stuck on the side of the road in the rain, who they trying to flag down to fix their tire? A man. As soon as the toilet breaks, they trying to get a man. When the electricity don't work, they trying to get a man. But when it's girl power, they out there partying, they don't need no man. So I always say women don't need a man until they need a man. And it's just the way it is.
Black atheist. Could you go back over that part where you could get your old lady to make $40,000 a month with just showing her feet?
Yeah, I watched the video. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it's a show called The Whatever Podcast. And it's a girl on there. She was talking about how she just posts feet pictures and she was making $40,000 a month off of it. And she said because she makes that much money, she don't have to listen to no man. She don't need a man for nothing, blah, blah, blah. You know the story. And
well, let's see how she gonna feel when her feet get old.
Exactly. That's what they told her. They said, what are you gonna do when you're 35?
Nobody paying $40,000 a month for no auntie feet.
Exactly. That's what they told her. They said, what's going to happen when you're 35 living with your cats and ain't nobody buying your pictures anymore? And she couldn't answer. And that's what's going on. You got a lot of young, sassy girls with money. They feel like they don't need us until something bad happens, and then they need us. It's just the way it is.
I have one to say. Okay, this girl a few days ago, right, a client of mine, 21 years old, she told me, oh, I don't need, I don't want kids. She's married. She said she doesn't want kids. I said, oh, what do you have? She said she has 2 dogs. Then I said to her, do you know that dogs only last for 10 years? After 10 years, those 2 dogs are dead. You're not going to have them anymore. The highest they're going to live is 12 years. She was shocked. Her mouth was wide open. I said, but if you have kids, they outlived you. They outlive you. And they're going to take care of you. Do you understand what it is that when you go to hospital sick, just like my dad was at the age of 82, and the greatest joy my dad had when he was in that hospital was that his kids were around him, taking care of him, cleaning him up. I told him, when you old, you're not going to have kids around you to clean you up. You think your nieces and nephews are going to do that shit for you? No, you the rich auntie. They're not going to do that shit for you when you're dying on your bed. There are people that are in hospital for almost 2-3 years. No family member had come to see them. You know why? Because they don't have kids. But if they have kids, at least your children will show up once a day. Once every other day. But your nieces and nephews are not going to show up after 2 months. They will forget your ass. No matter how much you pay for their college tuition, those riffraffs that you thought that that they're going to be your protector, they are going to be gone. They are going to be gone. They're not coming to see you. Those nurses will treat you like crap. Because you know what? You have burden. You are in pain. You're going to call those nurses, and they have other patients to attend to, and you need service. You want them to take care of you. They're not your kids. They're there to be paid to take care of you, not emotionally attached to you. So you go get your freaking ass kids, so that when you tired and wrinkled and old and you're sick, babe, your children can take care of you. You're 21 years old. Straighten yourself together. She told me that she's married. I said, I don't care if you're married. Because guess what? At the age of 50, that man is going to leave your ass and find a 20-year-old girl to be his baby mama. And you're going to be 50 with no children. And you can't go back. But a man can always go back. Robert De Niro went back at the age of 82 to get a child. An old woman at the age of 82 can't do that shit.
All right, y'all. Let me get this super chat.
I'm not gonna say something after all that.
I got you. I still say it's Jeff peeing on the floor. That puppy innocent. I agree. All right, Walker, you got the floor, man. Send us off.
I know. If we still talking about putting restrictions on women, right? All right. So I'm gonna just be like this. This is just a message to the black man. Stop trying to put restrictions on women who do not respect you. If they hate you, stop trying to put restrictions on them. Find women who love black men. Find women who appreciate black men, and they would do it willingly. It's as simple as that. It don't matter if they white, black, Hispanic, Asian. If they respect you, they will respect your boundaries. Stop trying to force yourself onto women who don't want you. These women obviously have made it clear that they hate you. Somebody who hates you will never respect you. Just stop trying to do it. It is no amount of talking that you can do to them if they hate you that will get it through their minds that you're the best pick for them. It's not going to happen. That's like a Jew trying to talk to a Nazi. It ain't going to happen. They have already made up in their minds that they're the enemy. Focus on who loves you, black man. Stop trying to force women who hate you to love you. Simple as that.
Hey, Mike, send him a Trigger Mike show apron. We gotta get them. We gotta get them out to him.
When I'm elected emperor, Walker is on my cabinet. Could I co-sign that?
Indeed, co-sign. I would like a council position of some sort, but
I'm running for state senator in Tennessee. I mean, do anybody want to?
No, we won't need those. When I'm elected emperor, I'm sorry. You can come around and we
council here in about 2 years.
No, when I'm elected emperor, a lot of shit's gonna change. But to co-sign what Walker said, can we truly protect our women without restricting their freedom? The answer to that is no, but we don't have to. Again, every black man that marries just a black woman has sentenced 16 other black women in the future to being alone if they want a black man. That's what the math says. The math says there is not enough of us to go around, which is why I don't understand why you in a relationship with a woman past the first time she get louder than the radio. She should be fired. There's too many of them. There's an arm coming. When society stops propping up this bullshit, you're not going to have to worry about these very sisters that we're discussing. They are going to be swept away in what is next. And only the women who will listen to you about safety, only the women who can find themselves respectful, only the women who will cultivate homes, only the women who understand the importance of sacrificing their generation in order to raise the future will survive. This new shit is gonna die. It's done, bruh. This whole I ain't got to do it. I'm an independent. Be independent. Every time you say that I don't need a man, do you know what the universe says? As you wish. As you wish. Every time you put it out. That's why when I counsel sisters, I don't
cast the spells on yourself.
I don't counsel sisters who say, I want a man. I counsel sisters who say, I need a man. Because if you need something, you move different than if you just want it. And there are sisters who understand, sisters who are grounded, earthy, intelligent, upwardly mobile, and peaceful, and they ain't ugly, that will get in line. The rest of them, I'm with Walker when I say fuck them. The Bible has already said where they're going. The Quran has already said where they're going. The Egyptian Book of the Dead has already said where they're going. The Apocrypha has said where they are going. You're just watching it. The whole 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are going to fucking ride. And when they do, these unruly heifers that can't be told shit are going to be wiped smooth from memory. You ain't gonna have to worry about them because they're not gonna have a man to stand up on their behalf when the marauders come to take their bodies and take their belongings. They ain't gonna have a man to stand up for them when the grid go down, when the next catastrophe go down. Do you know where feminism does not exist right now? The Ukraine, nigga. Ain't no feminism over there. They sent their Ukrainian women out because there's no room. The only way you make room for this feminist movement.
Nothing is existing in Ukraine at this moment. Those
exactly, sister. And and before we get into let me give you a whole bunch. There is no such thing as black feminism. That's black women that have been duped. The feminist movement is about the white woman not getting her fair share of what her man stole from the Indians, and that don't got a fucking thing to do with you. There has never been a resource, with the exception of maybe having a family across town, killing you, whooping your ass, or cheating on you. A black man has never taken anything from you. He ain't never stopped you from voting. He ain't never kept a job away from you. He ain't never forced you to live nowhere against your will. He ain't done none of that shit to you. And those are the issues so that the white women gets her fair share of what for stolen for her is what that's really about. That don't have shit to do with you. We ain't gonna have to worry about protecting no other women other than those that will OBEY, period. Done.
Feminism only exists in first world countries.
Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
But, yeah. All right, y'all. This is a dope panel, man. We out. Thank y'all so much for all your input.
Yeah, don't forget to come visit me at Rumble.
I got you. You put the link in the back chat, right?
Yeah.
But my question is, before you leave, Trigger Mike, do you think if he really slapped her with a brick, or maybe his hand sounded like a brick on her face?
I don't know.
I think yeah, but when he slapped her, right?
That ass fat.
But when he
that was her?
Yeah, but when he slapped her, maybe his hand sounded like a brick because his hand was so strong.
Was that the brick chick?
Yamington. God damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's
got a big ass, but you niggas are dangerous at the zoo. You niggas is dangerous. Niggas that's driven by big ass, don't take them to the zoo. They mind them fucking an elephant, a donkey.
You know what? I hope that video does come out, man, but it's gonna be pretty graphic either way. Moral of the story, we don't advocate for violence against women. We not only want men to protect their women, we need women to protect themselves and be smart. Didi, I do have one question for you though, based on the commentary we heard from Uncle Jeff and Walker. Do you need a man?
Yeah.
I didn't think you was gonna go to the opposite.
Well, no. Was that your? How long have you come to that conclusion? Was that your answer last week, last month, and last year?
I've always needed the men in my life. I love them. They're important to me. They add to my life.
Romantic.
Okay, so the answer to my question then is yes. You've always said you needed a man. You've never said you just want one and that you can function without one. You've never said that.
I know how to.
No. That's not what I asked you. I'm sure you do. You've never said out of your mouth, I don't really need a man. I just want one.
I'm about to die. I'm out. Y'all have a blessed day.
I probably have said that before.
Okay, sister. Well, that time that you said that, the universe is still operating on that energy until you beseech the universe and pray it off.
Ha ha ha! My nigga listening right now. Funny, whatever.
I bet. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I gotta go put my gun back together. I think I broke one of them shits.
Oh shit! You broke
this
a
should
gun?
be interesting. All right, y'all. Hey, dope. Trigger Mike show today. Who we got live? My man Fatty. If y'all want to do the same topic, if y'all got something to say on the same topic, I'm gonna put up Mad Black Atheist Rumble in the chat. If y'all want to check him out, I'm gonna check him out. Y'all should too. And Fatty is talking on the same topic. Women got hit in the face with a brick and everything on Fatty's channel. Check my man Fatty out. This was a dope episode. Thank y'all for chopping it up with me on Labor Day. This was dope, man. We got a lot accomplished. Once again, I think the moral of the story is we don't advocate here on the Lapeef Network or on the Trigger Mike show for violence against women. We don't do that. But we do want women to protect themselves and be smart. I don't raise nor do I counsel every man on earth. The answer for you is not men should teach other men. I'm sorry. I understand the savagery of other men out there. I protect my family and I teach them to protect themselves. I advise you do the same. Everybody needs to be protected. We need to create a community and insulate ourselves against the madness out there, because nobody, no entity in history has ever stopped bad men from existing or bad women. So I need y'all to understand that. And that is our overarching goal as people, is to understand that we have a responsibility to protect our own immediate situation. And I'm glad we got to that today. Thanks to everybody that came through. This is a dope ass show. Y'all head over to Fatty's channel. That he seems like he's doing the same topic. My man gonna be chopping it up. I'll be over there soon. Let me play with my kids for a little bit. I'm out. Y'all take it easy.